Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Half the Race Gone for the Simpact Mazda Festival, the Saturday program consisting of 2 heats of Atenza touring car action, followed by the qualifying session for tomorrow's big main event, the 2-hour, 2-stint team event, the big race in the Mazda 787Bs. The screaming rotary engines are going to be heard all over Belgium, I think, at the noise levels they should be roaring at. I'm here tonight with Fynn of the Vanquish Boys. Welcome, Fynn. Nice to have you along.
Thank you very much. The last stream we were in at Spa was some good racing, so hopefully you can have some more here.
Indeed, that is what we are all about here. And good evening to you out there. A very warm welcome to everyone joining us at this early stage. Hansa, Welsh, Emilius, Hovat, Wake, of course, our host with the most for this event here today, as we see the first couple of Atenzas banging it around the track here. We've really been anticipating this event. It's been set up over the last couple of weeks by the Simpact boys. I hope you enjoyed that bit of 90s nostalgia with the with the music there. A bit of a special setup for these races, by the way, as we're running Sports Soft on the front and Sports Hard on the rears of the Atenzas to balance out a bit of the understeer. Makes it a little bit easier to drive the cars. Welcome Frank Lucid, LJ Speed, by the way. The Arc boys are here. Jack is here as well. Nice to have you along. Morten. Oh, Morten is here as well. Always a pleasure. And we've got a strong field as well for the race here tonight. Just have a look at the grid order. Or it's not the grid order, but it's the grid lineup. Of course, sorry that you can't see that, Fynn. You're gonna have to imagine the grid lineup, as I call it out here. But from the adrenaline racing community, we've got DM Charles, we've got Sparks, Hash, and Aura of TX3 fame, Bellin of the ERT esports team. We've got Frank Lucid, well-known face here over the last couple of weeks. Here, he's been everywhere. We've got Rotorius as well from the Clean Racing Network. The virtual life experience is here with 2 drivers as well, Luis and Huerzo. We've got Tiger Tom for Vanquish Esports, Chasse representing Team No Team. We've got Saral for Netso Racing, Anthony for Mentalism, and Fairdingham at the very end there for Ford Silla. So a strong grid for these 2 heats of racing. We're going to have 5 minutes of qualifying to set it all off here. That's going to be in about 9 minutes time from now. And we're going to have 2 heats of racing. That's going to happen. And the second one, of course, with a reverse grid order. Good times indeed, LJ Speed. We are really looking forward to this one. Stick, nice to have you along. And yes, sports tires, Hansa, they're gonna be short on grip, and we're gonna see drivers fighting for it. 2 times 12 laps as well here, and I'm not completely mistaken, standing starts.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yes. Standing starts. We've had way too many flying, rolling starts, whatever you want to call them. Rolling Star. No, Ash is seen 14 on the lobby, 11 on track. I want to see that one in here.
Starts will also be very interesting with the harder compound at the rear. Make it very tail happy of the start. Obviously there is still 4 times tyre wear, 2 times fuel.
But aren't the Atenza they're front wheel driven, aren't they?
Front wheel, yes. But it might be a bit. I don't know. Is traction control allowed?
No.
Okay.
So
Good.
it's gonna be very wheel spinny still.
Yeah.
You mentioned this Vanquish Esports. Of course, it's one of your teammates' liveries here at Tiger Tom. But you mentioned it to me just as we were about to start as one to look out for, and it is very nice to look at indeed. A throwback to one of the 90s Mazda touring cars.
Yeah, with the half and half of the VQS Esports as well, with that zip down the back, just makes it look very cool.
That's very well made. Oh, just
CRN.
Drifto. Just as we hop on with Rotorius there, he has a bit of a dicey moment. And that's of course through a sequence of corners that is very, very challenging. The less downforce you have, the harder the combination of Eau Rouge and Radillon becomes, because really in the most high downforce of cars, it becomes, basically becomes just flat out, and then just believing in it. It really isn't that simple at all in these cars. They don't have that much mechanical grip either, so it's really a question of feel. At least, as you could see in the weather forecast, we are having dry weather for the entirety of the Saturday's events. That's not the case for part of the main event tomorrow, so that's gonna make it all the more interesting, I think. Oh yeah, stick their four-wheel drive. How could I forget? Such embarrassment. But it would still help.
They are?
They
are? They were front wheel. Oh. No, of course they're not front wheel. Oh my god.
They are? Yeah, exactly. But that's just like, that was my thought as well.
Front engined, aren't they?
Front engine, very much indeed.
Yes. There we go.
So we get something right at least here. Let's have a look at the VLX machine. Oh, Wetzo is stationary there. And is that the Ford Silla car? I thought that was the Ford Silla car, but it wasn't. Have a look at this car though, the car of Schasse, the Team No Team car.
Whoa.
Wow, that throws something back to like the Mapai cycling team of the 1990s, but with a lot of other stuff too. It also is a little reminiscent of some of our Simpact liveries actually, but this one looks the part. I have to say, I don't know who the
looks like a pinata.
Yeah. It actually does a bit as well. Let's hope people don't treat him like one.
Yeah. Let's hope he doesn't blow up in confetti.
Robbins, nice to have you along. Welcome. We are really looking forward to this. Indeed, it is very much an art car. I really like the look of this. Had a look at Frank Lucid as well.
Oh!
Oh, big moment there for the Adrenaline Racing community car. We'll have a look at that afterwards. But look at this CRN Frank's livery of Frank Lucid. I really like that as well. Now, not the best chance, of course, of catching an up-close glimpse of it. That might be better hereabouts. Come flying through there. In this part, let's have a look how it actually looks on board with the Frank Lucid here. Oh, it's sketchy, and they have to cut as much as possibly permitted there of that inside curb to make it. That's gonna make for some interesting scenes when we get to racing here. Swablu, hello to you, by the way.
That livery is great.
Phoenix as well.
That is like the inspiration from touring car. They've definitely got there. It definitely looks like a touring car.
Yeah, it certainly does. Let's have a look at the TX3 liveries here. Oh, so that was one of the cars. That's definitely something we've seen before in Gran Turismos of old. I don't know if you're old enough, Finn.
No.
Mind you, it's quite worth telling everyone Finn is only 15. So Finn's basically half my age, but he does a brilliant job in the booth here, and I'm so happy to have you along, mate. It was so much fun there on your debut, we could say that.
Yeah.
For the VSRS, you've just been hanging out in Belgium all this while, or what?
Yeah, I'm a waffle at heart, you know. No,
Oh.
but this track just produces the best racing, and that's a bit wide.
That is a wee bit wide indeed for Sparks. He does manage to keep it all under control, helped nicely by the four-wheel drive. Here is that ARC.
Oh, this is my favorite.
Very nice indeed.
The grey silhouette behind the ARC is so subtle but so effective. On the side panels there. Oh!
Let's go back to track there for a moment and just...
Oh!
Oh no, we have the pit bug. Oh, Christ.
Oh.
Oh Lord. Ladies
The pinata is stuck in the pit lane.
Let me just take your mind away of at least your eyes as well away from that for a second. We'll have to restart the lobby, I think, or at least now we're changing the
change
time.
the settings.
Yeah, that should usually work.
Remind you of how broken Gran Turismo is, but once we get going, try and get some good racing.
Usually once it's going, and
yeah,
it's fine. Yeah, Robbins, it's done a little bit of a poo. It's done a little bit of a poo. It most certainly is a strange bug for those that have never seen it before. Yes, strange, and it's a bit of an oldie by now. I feel like we can.
Yeah, it's been around for a year, isn't it?
It's been around for more than that. I feel like it's been around for the entirety of GT Sports lifetime so far, basically.
Yeah, I feel like it's fixed. When you fix something always goes wrong with this game. I think that's how this glitch came about, was them fixing a previous glitch in the game. But it's a restart. The lobby.
Yeah, there's a lobby restart coming about now, so it's gonna be a short moment. Just need to put some sandy on that bug. Call the pest control, goddammit. Gotta get rid of this pestilence. Yeah, Swablu indeed, since release, that's also I don't think we had the... correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember it as we had the pit bug on GT6 already. But, and now Wake's game broke as well. Amazing. I heard a story about PD not wanting to endorse a live event lately on GT Sport because they wasn't trusting the level of service in the lobbies.
Oh, wow.
It was a pretty big event even that they were actually in on, and then decided to say, we cannot really endorse a live event because we don't trust the level of service and quality from our own servers, which says, I'm afraid, quite a bit, which is a big shame indeed. So a slight bit of a delay here for us tonight. It's nothing unusual in the sense that we've tried it before. We have things to put on the screen instead, and we know how to talk by now, I think. Even though there's not really that much to talk about, except for the upcoming races, of course, which is going to be really interesting. Just to mention it as well here for the races in the Atenza that'll be first up here tonight. For qualifying, of course, no fuel usage for the 5 minutes that it is. It'll be run as a Super Pole format, meaning that each driver has only one flying lap to set a time. So it's very much going to be a balance between attacking the lap and making it around the lap.
Yeah, for sure.
And tire wear, by the way, for both qualifying and the races are set at ×3 with fuel usage at ×2. So whether we will even expect to have to see pit stop or not, I'm not actually quite sure about that. I don't think we will see Perhaps tire stops in these Atenza races. It could be a thing, but I would expect the sports tires to be pretty durable. What are your thoughts on that, Finn?
No, yeah, I agree. I think they should last. They're not very, they're not a soft compound like we normally use with these kind of cars. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see because they will get worn at some point, and then rears might become a problem.
Yeah, indeed, and perhaps the drivers who are the smoothest on the inputs would have something to gain from this situation, especially with the softer tires on the front, on a front heavy car where you'd expect there to be a lot of wear on those fronts anyhow. So yeah, we'll see.
It's a huge change in driving style for drivers because we used to just turning it in and it's sticking, but this will have some resistance, and going into corners like you said before, like Rouge, Radion, even Pouon and Blanchimont might even be, challenging. Blanchimont I don't think's flat in these cars. So, with the high, the slipstream, the high top speed as well, will just exaggerate it even more. So it'll be good to watch for sure.
A really good point here, Luis, the virtual life experience driver with Dr. Hash, TX3 Hash it is now, on his tail. And the Atenza's flying down the Camel Straight. This will make for some excellent racing, I feel, because they don't have myriads of grip at all, especially not on these tires, but they should still be stable and raceable and, Oh, I love that. Have you seen the livery on Hash car with the Boofo sponsorship? Do you know what that's a reference to?
No.
So you're not probably too young to know, I don't know, but back when I was young, there was a movie called How High? You ever heard about that?
No.
It was featuring some old rappers called Redman and Method Man. You ever heard about them?
No.
See, this is turning more and more amazing. So back in the days, there was this clothing brand called Fubu. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Okay, so Fubu was an abbreviation of for us, by us, and it was really popular in the 90s here in Europe as well, amongst the hip-hop communities and such. And in this movie they created their own clothing line, which was then called Boofo, which was an abbreviation of by us, fuck you. So
wow.
The homeschooling lesson of today in naughties, not maybe teen culture, but still naughties culture, indeed it is. Oh, and we just got that share play will stop in 5 minutes. Oh, so maybe I will need to actually restart.
Yeah.
Oh, god damn it. So we're back on share play here for this one tonight. It was the only way we could really get it to work out, which is a bit of a shame, but
I think it makes it better because we're looking at the same screen, so it doesn't mean that we're saying completely different things and then you have to flick back and miss a battle. We're seeing the exact same thing. So yeah, I guess there's a pro and a con.
anyway,
It means
sure.
that I can't check any other things. I'm just completely relying on you.
That's very much true. That's very much true. But you would it'd be the same if we used, for instance, Discord for screen sharing. You should be able to reconnect to it now.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
So the drivers are seeing 14 on track, and so are we. That is very good news indeed. That is indeed good news. Hopefully we'll be able to get things underway this time around. By the way, good evening to everyone who's tuned in here during the last few minutes or so. We have been steadily building towards getting the qualifying session for the Atenza touring car races here, the 2 heats of action that we've got for you tonight. preceding the qualifying sessions, of course, for the 787Bs later. We've had a bit of a delay because of the good old pit bug. We're now back on track with a new fresh lobby. Hopefully we'll be bug-free this time around. So we're gonna see... Oh, I never really got a proper glimpse of the VLX machine.
It's so nice.
Oh, it's another masterpiece by Felix, who is really, I have to say, one of the top livery designers out there. He does such a good job.
And the use of pink as well at the back. They're using a lot more pink. Oh, and the qualifier is starting.
Qualifier is actually starting. Let's see those. We can see crossed fingers. You can throw in some PCs in there.
And indeed, that was a phenomenal race, I must say. Oh, a nice shot.
That's a very nice shot. How is it
Who's first out?
Who's gonna be first out? Oh, that Marshall gets a lot of fame without realizing it. Hey, Marshall.
Damn, he's rocking that camera.
So I think... Oh no, look at that. Look at the minimap up there.
Oh wow.
Boom.
Oh. Boom. Oof. Killed a few pit crew members there, for sure. The real driving simulator.
This is Shosse hit by it as well. Shosse just got out of the pits.
He's got out, yeah, that's good.
And Anthony can't see Shosse as well, so Anthony... That's not the... Oh, no! Poor kid, we're gonna... Terrifying scenes there, to be honest. Violent scenes, indeed. Scenes that we did not want to see. Jack Wilkinson on the cam. I don't know, Jack Wilkinson did that bad of a job before.
Anthony just said boo foo to his pit crew. Jesus.
You don't say. Indeed, Pinkery, the... Oh yeah, that is what it is by now. It's another restart. Another restart has been called by...
This is chaos.
By race direction. Yeah, it's such a shame.
I think there's a big factor of that there is FIA as well today, and the servers are sketchy to say the least without FIA. But with FIA, it's going to be a lot worse. So just got to hold on and hope that we can get this racing underway.
Perhaps it'll be a third time lucky charm, but fingers crossed, everyone. We'll get the stuff underway this time around.
Yeah, it's annoying because it's one person, but it's one person not seeing another, which can cause so many more issues.
Yeah.
So we need to restart this and.
Come on, fair.
There we
there
go.
It was.
Imagine fixing bugs.
Yeah. Yeah. Imagine. But as Felix mentioned earlier in chat as well, we had a lot of bugs in GT6, and a lot of them are still alive and present in the game today somehow. How that's really possible, I have to say, it's not to give the developers at PD too much stick. They aren't that many, and there's a lot of work to do. I realize that, but it should have higher priority given that they've been releasing so much content. They've been doing so much work in that direction that it'd be really nice to yeah.
I think it's just because, you know, the time we're in right now means that pretty much every server is under some sort of strain at some point. So, you know, with quite a small game, well, they're not quite small, but small in comparison to big companies, can't really cope with these large amounts of people coming in at one time.
No, that might be true, but I mean, we should still have like, it's just since we've had these bugs for years and years and years.
Yeah.
Like
Pit
the
box
people
should-
not seeing one another. That's an oldie now as well. That's a bug we've had for a couple of games. I think it's pretty much since GT became an online game in the first place. So yeah, we'll have to see how the future develops for GT Sport.
These
Hopefully.
cars look great sliding around. Can I just say that? Because, wow. Like, I just saw them come out of Brussels into No Name just then, and it was definitely nice to watch.
I think there is a good reason to the setup being what it is in terms of tires and such. Indeed, Felix. They canceled it for GT4 and they never got back on track ever since that. Hey Mew, good to have you along. Nice to have you as always. The master of stream hopping, indeed.
One difference I saw between the two virtual life experience cars was that Louise has the pink, there we go, the pink mirrors, whereas Quazo has the standard mirrors. So,
oh yeah,
props to them for making it easier for us to look at.
So here's the car of Luis, everyone, with the pink mirrors, the 69 car. There's a good shot of it, shot of it. That's the Frankie 2 times. I'm gonna go get the papers, Good old Godfather reference for... Oh, Dr. Hash! The Boo-Foo car getting biffed around there on the entrance. Yeah, indeed.
The Belgian Boo-Foo biff.
And there you see the regular mirrors on Huetzo's car. I think we're about to get the qualifying underway here.
Lots of different nationalities, well, which is what I've just noted, which is really good to see.
It's very nice to see this very international nature of this event, and a spicy grid as well, all the way through. Actually, it's of a very high level, and I think, although we will of course see some spread of the field, expect a tight battle for the lead here. Among the drivers to watch, Bellin, of course, one of my favorites, a local hero, you could say.
Yeah.
And very much a driver that you would expect to know Spa-Francorchamps like his own back pocket. And I think, just can we get everyone
Anthony's
out the pits,
out.
please? Yes, Anthony's out, and then we need Schosse. Schosse, kannst du das Pit ausfahren? Bitte schön.
Yes.
Schosse, bitte, danke. And Schosse's out the pit. Oh, beautiful. Turn auditioning for Black Eyed Peas.
Oh my god.
Oh, beautiful Chris, welcome to you. Good to have you along, mate. Velkommen. Du er altid værdsat i vores publikum. Outlap time. We've got the qualifying underway. Can you actually believe it? Amazing stuff.
To be honest, I actually can't. I can't believe it. I mean, wow. Interesting that already from Schosse is that he's just wasting time taking that clock down, which is an interesting strategy because everyone's keeping together, definitely in the slipstream range, trying to get as many benefits as they can, but they're going to be waiting for some time.
They might wear down their tires here, Schosse. Perhaps just going for freshest possible tires for one lap, for one shot. We did it, Wake! Felix, I'm a man of many languages indeed here. We have Bellin. Oh, was that a bit of a shaft that came near to Dr. Hash on the outside. On the Paul Frere straight.
Oh, this camera angle is just so high up.
Is that Big him? Big him? Oh, it's just Hash going into the grass. Okay, so it's all his own. Yeah, that camera angle is really on the roof of the car. And Hash takes it around in the boo-boo car. No! Oh no, Hash! What have you done?
Oh,
that
really
is not the way to exit. But I think he keeps it out of the wall. He certainly does.
Yeah.
And that is what really matters. He will possibly. You know what?
It's not over. But
he's not gonna have another. He's not gonna have another shot. He's gonna have a terrible run to the line starting out the back.
Yeah.
He's not gonna have perfect conditions to put in a good one here. But let us see.
One thing I've been seeing is the source is like a sideways corner or an exit for most people. So that might be a very tricky turn for it. It's quite an easy turn in GT cars.
See, there's Sadal. He gets it very straight. Let's see how Chasse gets out the bus stop, because that seems to be an interesting one indeed.
Nice.
Oh, he keeps that very smooth indeed. Chasse, I think we could safely say, also one of our favorites for this race. He might not be a big celebrity driver, but he really has the class. He really has the pace. He's shown it on so many occasions. And he's incredibly consistent as well.
He also seems to shine in the cars that many people don't drive. For instance, I remember that TT Cup. He was very fast in that as well.
He most certainly was. He was always at the front in that, yeah.
And I think these unusual combos can really separate the field and see who, the best drivers are in this. Oh, that's wide from Tom.
Oh. So it looks like Belen, Tiger Tom being the swiftest boys around, if you are to believe track position indeed. They're coming around for what I think will be the only lap they're going to have to put in here. Maybe more than 25 seconds from the line here. Oh, that's actually an interesting one. Belen could be looking. It's going to be very close. It's going to be very tight.
No, I think he will do it.
Going to be the only one to do it though. 8-7. Oh, he is running out of time though. He's really running out of time.
I don't think
he's not going to make it to the line. So it's going to be a single. Oh, but they know that it is indeed. It's the Super Pole. Of course, it's the Super Pole. So there will only be one lap. 2:28.5.
So well.
Oh, Tiger Tom had a big moment on his lap. Indeed, Hash there with a 31.1. Luis 30.2 goes third fastest. Rotorius in a provisional fourth. And now they're coming across the line.
It's a big lap from Belen already.
Indeed. Belen with the killer lap there indeed. Ooh. Everyone else in around the 29.6s there. I think Sparks 0.008 of a second in front of Aura. The TX3's teammates are most certainly close.
Coming out the bus stop chicane now. Sorrel just completed his lap. Put him in P7. TX3 though, both right next to each other.
Very close there.
Chasse now coming into the final corner.
Oh, that's an interesting one to follow. Chasse, who's been on purple sectors all the way through. What is he going to do? He's going to take second place. Whew. So they're on the line on the end. Chasse gets second after Belen, and that was not something that we really got to see a lot of. We're going to have a second shot here.
We're into the race.
We're into the race. We've actually managed. Let's hope they all get off the line here as well. Belen on pole in front of Chasse, Sparks, Aura, Charles, Wetzel, Luis, Sadal, Rotorius, Anthony Hash, and some of the CRN boys there at the bottom of the field here. It's a standing start. When the lights go green, we have actually. Oh well, there it is. I thought we had the
full start check.
Yeah, exactly. So none of that. But an interesting start nonetheless, with Belen taking a bad start. There was a bit of a leg spike.
Oh yeah.
And Chasse. Chasse. And someone's turned it around at the back of the field there.
Very weird start.
Very
Just
strange
rewatching
start.
it now. Bellin seemed to get off very badly. Maybe he's just because he was shocked. Didn't expect the start to come so soon. Just like we were expecting the full start check. There's a lot of lag as well.
Getting another look at it here as well. A very strange start indeed. And let's see at the back of the field here, we're looking at Tiger Tom.
Frank Lucid, I think someone to keep an eye on. Because I think he loops it on exit of La Source.
Oh,
yes.
and he has contact with someone, gets slowed down, then hits Tiger Tom, and remember that's heavy damage in those races. And Tiger Tom with, oh no, the VQS driver with engine damage here on lap 1 of 12.
It's a long lap.
It's a very long lap, and for Frank Lucid as well, unlucky yet again. And here at the front of the field, it's Bellin with Sparks and Schosse in very, very, very close pursuit.
Wow, third place already dropped the ARC boys of Charles there. It's a big gap, and someone is lagging hugely.
Oh, but look how close it is as well behind. In the train that follows Charles there, Rotorius, Aura, and Anthony for Mentalism in 7th. Then it's Dr. G3 Hash. Oh, it's Hash there in 8th place. And then Saral in 9th. Fair Dinkum in 10th for Fort Silla. And then it's a little more stretched after that. Those cars hit by that turn 1 incident. It looked a little laggy. It looked a little strange. It looked like very much worthy of F's indeed. They come towards the bus stop. Bellin is really going to have to defend this one. Sparks is looking. I think, as you called, Sparks could very well be one to look for here as well. Bellin, Sparks, and Schosse with a bit of an advantage over Charles, Rotorius, and the rest of the field. And here Aura goes for the move. Oh, and they all slide at the exit. Look at that. Spectacular stuff.
This sector seems to really be catching people out. La Source and the bus stop. Very slow corners.
Look at this.
With quite a lot of turns.
Yes, indeed. Rotorius with the double slide, and they D1 drifted through on the on the exit of the corner there. Tandem drifting it. Really beautiful to watch.
What would this be like in the slipstream up Rouge? That's a good exit there from Aura, right on the back of Charles.
And he actually manages to stay clear of his bumper.
It's like not over yet. They're still side by side.
He's gonna get past, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, just about.
Passed before the braking zone, and behind there it is
Anthony on Rotorius.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Or Hash.
It's Anthony on Hash in the Bufu car, who stayed clear of the lap 1 calamities there. Reverse grid should very much make it spicy for the next round as well. There's still stuff to fight for. Rotorius all about that rotation, Martin, indeed. Oh, you don't say. Back up ahead here is still status quo. There's a bit of a gap down now to Schosse, and Sparks is really harrying the back end of Bellin in front. The home turf Belgian from the Eries racing team is doing a very good job though.
Another livery that just looks great on every car is that ERT livery with that camo.
I would not be surprised to find Bellin actually streaming this one on Twitch as well right now. It's always worth a watch.
I will check.
The ERT boys, whether that's on YouTube or Twitch. A lot of good lads in that community as well, in that team, I feel like. And look at this now. It's Aura who've gotten past on Charles here, and it's now breaking away. Let's see if Rotorius can get the same way there. Oh, just goes too wide.
That was wide there.
Yeah, and Blanchemont. Oh, the back end though of Charles. So there's a reason he's kind of struggling a bit. He's carrying around some aero damage. Sparks here with the.
That's a bad exit there from Rotorius, I think. Yeah. Side by side. Is that with Anthony and Rotorius now?
Yeah.
Oh, it's very close. Three into
here
this
it is
turn.
into the source. I think Hash is going to have a very good chance of a cutback on Anthony here. Oh no, Anthony gets the brilliant exit. And they're going to be side by side again, all the way up.
Oh no.
All the way up to the source. Hash gets past there.
Oh.
Anthony might have just thought this is not going to end well. Look. Oh, he has the huge run with the slipstream.
Nowhere.
He has so much speed, such fantastic exit he gets up there. Ash is really on the run at the moment here. Up ahead, still just 0.2 of a second separating Bellin from Sparks. Chasse there, still right in the background, able to pick up whatever scraps will be available.
Interesting to see that Chasse is just sitting at the back, just, you know, focusing on what he needs to do, and then if these two make a mistake, he's right there.
He very much is. And look at Aura in the second
Aura
of the
catching.
TX3 cars, who's now also beginning to catch up, and who's getting closer and closer and closer. The more they battle up front, the easier it's as always. But the easier it's going to be for Aura, of course. The gap, 2.5 seconds down to Charles, who's lost quite a bit of time. Owen Hash now up into 6th place. Anthony Rotorius now in 8th, who's defending from, who's that, Sarral, the Spaniard in the 14 machine. Very good looking. I like the design of this car as well. But Sarral for Netso Racing is there. A bit of an atypical car for the Netso design. One we usually see, but isn't it?
I want to see what happened on that start to Aura, because he started quite high up in the grid and then he saw himself kind of mid-pack, and Sparks as well getting a really good start. And then, I don't know what Chasse did at T1, where he went very, very wide and slotted back into 3rd.
Yeah, you'd expect him even to perhaps lose even more time on such a kind of mistake there on the exit of turn 1. Again there, Aura with the little drift there. Very good, a very good view as we exit the bus stop. Come on to lap 5. Oh, lap 4, excuse me. We're already on to lap 4.
Does Charles have damage, redamage?
Yeah, he does. And he's still running with it.
He's doing really
Luis. Luis,
Oh.
who... What happened to Luis? He must have been in for a pit stop or something. The VLX driver there getting passed by a Tiger Tom, who also had damage there earlier on. Has Frank Lucid parked it? I am afraid Frank Lucid has indeed parked it. And is going for pole position in Heat 2. By... oh, look at this here now. Sparks is defending into Lecombe.
Can't take the outside line into Lecombe with less grip on these cars. It's very hard to keep it around the outside there. Oh, great defending, you must say, though, from Bellin.
He knows exactly how much space he needs to give Spark there, and he doesn't give him an inch more than he needs to. Just gives him that slight squeeze. There's really no playing space for Sparks, and he gets shut out there, but he's still very much in contention. He's put in the fastest lap of the race so far with that 29.6.
So there's a very big split in the field here. We have people going through Pouhon now, and people only just coming into Bruxelles. Obviously, might just be the pitters from that lap 1 carnage. But it means that we're in 2 different battles, which should mean at the end of this race might make it quite interesting for the racecraft we see. Ooh!
Oh, yeah, I was just about to say
feisty.
Oh, Rotorius, I think he went off. We're gonna have another look at it here because they come down through the forge. Oh, already here, they're so close to one another. The boys in front there getting very spicy on that action. That was the exit you mentioned as being spicy, and then watch what happens.
Yeah.
Here we go on board with
On the
Rotorius.
Astro.
Oh, on the Astro, and
just ends as we want to see.
But he just about kept.
He held
oh no,
it.
he has picked up damage, Rotorius. Be that from that incident or something else? Like he hasn't lost position.
I don't think it is.
It's not from that incident. It's from something
he hasn't
else.
lost time. That's a very wide line from the ahead. Rotorius though doesn't have the slipstreams, so he'll slot behind.
Yeah, he's
It's
squeezed
not
there on
over,
the
though.
outside. No, it's not outside. He's soldiering on with the damage. He's going for the move on the outside into the source. If he can keep that on, it's very
has the
impressive with the
slipstream
slide
now.
on the outside.
Yes, very good move.
Beautifully done, Rotorius. Look at this one. See him on the inside there. Dr. Hash with the big drift in front. And Rotorius with the run on Anthony. Beautiful
Very
indeed.
good.
Very good stuff. Lap 5, we're on to here.
Oh, what the grass there was that surround.
Yeah, that might have been here. Rotorius now onto the attack on Dr. Hash. Doesn't seem too slowed down by the damage here up in front. Let's just have a look here. Bellin in the 43 car still defending from Sparks.
Notice that Schuss is slowly dropping off every lap. Bellin and Sparks very equal.
That's indeed true. That is very much true. Oh, and what poor luck, Frank. So sorry to hear about that. I hope you'll be on for race 2, starting from pole position. That might give you the chance to set things straight.
Interesting to note as well is that Aura with the fastest lap, he's not out of this. The gap to the lead is the same, but he's catching rapidly to Schossa.
Good point here. Oh, look at this side-by-side. Rotorius, Hash, and then with Saral in right behind.
Rotorius is loving that outside line. It's really favouring him.
Grabbing it time and time again here. Hash is looking good as well. He's trying to defend this 6th place at the moment. They are 15.2 seconds down. So they have really been battling it. It's been expensive for him. And here comes
exit.
superior exit there from Rotorius. And they're going to go 3 wide.
3 wide.
And Hash gets a bit of a shove.
Anthony in behind now.
Look, Saral takes 2 places over there. That's absolutely amazing. Although that was
Anthony's
a bit of
going to have all this slipstream coming into the bus stop. Will he look on the inside? Yes, he will. Oh, clever there not to dive 3 wide into the bus stop. Will not work.
Really
Setting
good
up for the exit now.
Yeah, really good racing here indeed. As Anthony still just has a look. It's allowed Saral, I think, up ahead there to gain a bit of an advantage here. Oh, Dr. Hash gets squeezed in behind the car of Rotorius. That allows Anthony up the inside and he collects the wall.
Is that rear damage? Have to see.
We're watching the damage as he turns in here and he... Bonk.
No.
Somehow that he evades any sort of damage with that hit. That's rather impressive here.
Lost so much time though.
He lost a lot of time. He's almost outside of the slipstream here. Back up with the leaders. It's Bellin, it's Sparks. It's still that 0.2 of a second. They've yet to be separated by more of this, really, at least to what we have seen at any point of this race. We're almost halfway through. And these drivers are really going for it at the moment. And these are some of the top drivers around. Bellin, Sparks, ERT versus TX3. And then Schosse still in the background, but as you said earlier, Finn, he has been losing time ever so slightly, lap after lap after lap, and I think he's about to be out of the slipstream here, looks, as Bellin actually gets a really good run, exiting Pouhon.
Yeah, definitely. I think Sparks is struggling following him into Pouhon there, because he made a mistake last lap. So whether it just be dirty air or just a different line, because there's so many lines at Spa, which makes it a great track to look at racing, because you can probably race it all the turns, and that's very wide from Sparks onto the AstroTurf.
Indeed. Indeed.
Well held.
Well held indeed, but it's gonna be a costly one. He's still in the slipstream. That helps him not to lose too much time. He gets the run though.
That's why from Bellin all 4 off. He's going to have dirty tyres into the bus stop. No.
Oh God, he closes up that gap in a matter of moments. That gap is not 0.5 of a second. And that shows Sparks, he took half a second. He's already looking to the rear end of Bellin here. Coming in, this is absolutely amazing stuff.
I wonder what it's like for these guys, because it looks like it's hard to pass. with this car. It looks very slidey in moments where you need grip.
Yeah.
But it's providing. Oh wow! Look how much he gains at the start there of a Rouge. Differing lines.
Yeah, that's a good point. Akira Bellin very defensive on the inside and then moves across. Not enough to really compromise his own line, but enough to not really be criminalized for it as well. But most importantly, he doesn't want to open that inside line for Sparks. And you can really see Bellin here is a driver who really knows his way around Spa.
Very close. Get any closer and both of them get damaged, so they need to really be careful what they're doing here. Aura as well, not gaining as much as he really should be on the leaders.
A big old look from Sparks into Pouhon here. It's not going to be any more than that, but it is indeed right that the guys behind Chasse, Aura, if they were to get in contention here again, need the front runners to battle it out a little bit more than they're actually doing now. Right now, Sparks seems to be very aware that he doesn't want to lose time on the overall as well, and that's why he's maybe not attacking Bellin as much as he could in this situation where he's very close in behind.
This is the closest he's been all race. He's right behind him. But even when you're right close here, you don't get the full slipstream effect. You either have to pull out on the track very early and lose that advantage that you would get from maybe being 5/10 behind. That's a good exit out of Blanchimont.
Brilliant exit.
Outside line, which then becomes the inside line. No, Bellin's got him covered. All about this exit now.
Yeah, and Bellin covers the exit as well. He knows exactly where to place his car. And there's no way past. It must be a little frustrating actually for Sparks there in that position, in that situation. He's trying all he can. And then just as he's close enough to get a run here, he gets a little bit...
on the back of Chasse now. I don't know where that's come from, but I just saw it in the distance. Maybe a mistake from Chasse? No, he's just closed up.
He's just closed up
Whereas
very
I
quickly.
think Bellin and Sparks are going into Les Comps now.
Yeah,
yes, very defensive again.
This time he's closer, though. I think he's got a good run through Rouge and Radignon this time around Sparks because he's
hitting
really...
the bollards there from Bellin.
Yeah, they're. I think they're subject to much abuse. Those poor bollards. Hey, Cliche, good to have you along, by the way. And to everyone else tuning in, welcome to you. Nice to have you along, and I hope you are enjoying the racing here from the Simpact Mazda Festival. It's only day one of 2 amazing days here we're gonna have over the course of this weekend, with the main event, the 2-hour stint race, taking place tomorrow evening, of course, in the very same place right here on Have the Race Gone.
You've got to admire the patience here for Sparks. You know, he's been within this kind of distance pretty much the whole race, 2/10, and he looks happy just sitting behind him, taking his lines, and then maybe pounce last minute in the race.
That is very much the impression you're getting from Sparks' driving. It looks very cool, calm, and collected as well.
This is close as well.
No rush here, indeed it is. Aura, if he wants to catch up to the front runners.
Very good exit.
Yeah, he's gonna need to find a way around on Chasse here, the 2 Germans.
Off the track.
Off the track there on the outside. And off the track again they go!
Side by side.
Yeah, and if he's able to make that one stick, it's going to be an amazing run, an amazing attempt here into the bus stop. They come, Chasse is trying to cover it, and he does.
Very wide. The exit is going to be for the switchback on
Aura. There it comes from Aura! And he's in front, but is he in front by enough? I think he is. Yes, he is. Aura up into 3rd place. Beautiful
move. Switchback maneuver.
Here it is. We are on board with Aura.
Too deep there for Schosse, which compromises his exit here.
Yeah.
And Laura just sail past.
Status quo up ahead, 2/10 separating Bellin from Sparks. They really know how to battle it out from lights to flag, these two, it seems.
It's the same defense as well, but yeah, it's so effective as it's put Sparks in the same position every lap. We just Schosse past Aura again into lane com, who just missed. Wow.
You got the run and made it easy
as
indeed.
Good for the defense there. Oh wow, and then he tries diving it and goes.
Looks like he got I think he got a bad run all the way down from
Radion.
Yeah, exactly. Saral up into 6th place, a bit up on Rotorius there. Hash is down in 8th. We've got Anthony 9th. Wetso, who picked up damage, I think, earlier on. That's got a big biff on the front that car there. Was he in to fix it? I think he was. He's in 10th. Tiger Tom and Fairdingham further down the order than Frank Lucid as well. And we've had someone more fitting as well. So, still a really good battle here. With less than 4 laps, we're entering the last 3 laps, to be fair. Bellin with 3 of a second. He doesn't.
The thing I like to this is it's different racing to what we're normally used to. It's a lot more patience involved, and there's a lot more repetition. But it almost makes it more. There's more suspense because we don't know when one person can make a mistake or just send a dive. But wow, he gets so close into the bus stop there, Sparks. It gets a really good line as well. It just sets him up for the straight.
Yeah, we're gonna see what happens up front here. Still Bellin, Sparks, Schosse, Aura, and there has been quite a bit of damage throughout the field. That is very much true, and it's a big shame. It all happened early days in the race, and a lot of the drivers you find at the lower end of the field and far behind are there because they had to go into the pits for damage repairs, and that of course takes time.
Really impressed with Charles though, you know, to have that rear damage and still keep that 5th place. You know, that 5th place with a reverse grid next race, it's a good position to be because you stay in mid-pack, you don't really change, which puts you ahead of your rivals like Bellin, Sparks, Schosse, Aura.
Oh, there's a move here from Aura. Gets ahead before the braking zone really and keeps it without the biggest of problems. They are periodically losing time still, these two. They're also very much squabbling for positions here. Into Brussels, it's Bellin and Sparks. Still the same way around, and they just cannot be separated. Boop. That was my cookie jar. You need snacks when broadcasting. It's very important to keep your blood sugar levels up. Bellin, Sparks, Aura, Schosse, that's the running order now. Charles in 5th, Saral, Rotorius, and Hash.
It's an interesting battle because it's, you know, this.
No.
Oh.
Oh.
Is that a lobby problem or is?
I think everyone's connection to the lobby just went. Can we see some Fs and some PCs? Can we throw up them PC emojis? Please. Or Fs or whatever you want. Oh. God damn it.
The curse of the cookie jar.
The curse of the cookie jar, indeed. That is very, very, very poor timing just as we were coming to an end of it. I've never seen that happen before when broadcasting a race. Take a goddamn bow, GT Sport. Oh, God damn it. Just amazing, huh?
Wow.
Wow.
We
wow.
We put ourselves into a very interesting battle there. which was definitely going to develop over the next few laps. But GT pulling the plug on us. Now
really
sitting at the blue screen. Fantastic stuff.
So keys got open lobbies going on. It's Group B at Blue Moon Bay.
The egg himself has been saved by the servers to provide him that quality content of open lobbies.
Yeah.
Well, don't know what to say.
No, that's really
It's a shame,
really
yeah.
Big shame, like. Yeah, I think the discussion right now with the stewards is going off red flagging the race, keeping the race results as they were, just cutting the race short as it would finish at the moment of the disconnect, and then run the reverse grid race from there. And I very much agree.
Yeah. I think it was the best thing to do, considering if we were to do another race, that then messes with the qualifying later in the evening.
Yeah.
And we need everyone to be on time for these sort of events.
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to anyways, and we got a bit delayed, so I think this maybe just keeps us a bit more on schedule for the qualifying there. So I think the next thing is we're gonna have the Heat 2 lobby get on the way. Some of the lads are having problems connecting to GT Sports service. I have no problems, I'm just fine. Maybe we should have Welsh host the second one, if he's able to.
Yeah, big shame, but again, nothing we can really do. Current state is sketchy, to say the least.
Yeah.
Dirten taking it out on his mic just there, showing the real passion of commentators.
Yeah, it's
when
close
they can't watch their race.
It's because I have it. To be fair, it's because I have two keyboards, and when I have to go from typing in Discord with the organizers to, I have the other keyboard connected to the PS4 for the camera operating. So, but
we all know Welsh, that's not the reason.
We'll have Welsh organizing the new lobby, which means that all the drivers, if you're here in chat, you need to send a friend request to TSR_GT Welsh. That'll probably be put in the Discord as well.
Yep. I was looking forward to that into that race. I think that was it set out for a good little battle there between the two. Obviously Sparks, who had literally kept behind Velen for that whole race. But can't really do much about it.
No, not at all. Not at all. I still have fine connections as well. My internet is pretty good as well.
Well, if it was us, I would not be in your share play right now.
No, that's true.
So
good point. Playlister calling me a keyboard warrior, swinging them around like swords or battle axes, and like boom, bam, keyboard warrior, berserker rage. Yeah, brilliant stuff. In the playlister, I feel like you're one of the best contributors in chat. There's a quality to every single line delivered there.
Definitely lifts a somber mood in the chat.
Yeah, indeed. Thanks, Hansa. I appreciate it. And we appreciate it in the booth for sure. These things really are out of our hands, and feel like this isn't really just something to postpone or to we really want to go forward with this. We are gonna go forward with this. So we're gonna do whatever it takes to get it working. And now
interesting thing there that Even corp lobbies are staying up with full bars. Showing GT's priorities to the community. It's literally working. Should we join? Are they broadcasting live from Tokyo?
Live from Tokyo, from Cups, no.
We have the Mazda Cop Festival.
From Tokyo?
Wow.
So let's see. I think it won't be long before Welsh will have another lobby up. Of course, it will take a moment for all the drivers to request him. I know some of them are already there, I guess, but...
Also note for the drivers in between these lobbies to go to the GT menus in the lobby menu and delete your temporary data.
Yeah.
Just to prevent anyone being stuck or bouncing around in pit lane like we saw a few minutes ago. That will definitely help the running of this event.
Yeah.
See, your screen's a lot wider than mine, so on SharePlay, it's there's like, it cuts off some of the words. So instead of room mode, we have mode.
Mode, and you have rack.
Instead of track, no, we have ack. Not even an R. We have ace type. Agent.
Ace type.
Now full rooms, it looks like as well. And R category. So yeah. Also the doesn't show your sportsmanship rank in the corner there, but I'm sure it's S.
It is S. It is.
Ah.
It is. Mind you, the viewers aren't watching this screen now. They're watching the waiting screen for the festival. It's only you who get to watch the very interesting lobby waiting screen in GT Sport, as you can maybe hear on the music.
No, yeah, I was thought I was daydreaming. I didn't know that was a word, or ack.
No, and ack, that's some new stuff in there for sure.
Ah, yeah. Gang slang.
Tabin asking if an FIA just started. Well, that could actually be. It's 21,
True.
25.
Very true.
Want to go have a look at that?
Before Dern enters FIA.
Could have. What? Oh.
This is the thing when, like I said earlier,
I think
when
actually
you have it on
race A just started, basically.
Yeah, but surely it doesn't kick everyone out of lobbies for race A.
That'd be weird. Oh yeah, an FIA slot. Yeah, that could actually be. I didn't check that.
Race A wouldn't. They happen very.
But it wasn't. I think I didn't check FIA, so it could very much have been. That is actually a good point. It could have been. This is spectacular world-class cop chasing. Playlister, have you ever seen the video where Murray Walker commentates on Ronnie O'Sullivan playing snooker? That's
Oh my god.
That's amazing, I have to say. That is so much fun. Such good fun. Let's hope that...
Was he on the McLaren advert with Alonso and Hamilton? The very cringy one. No, it wasn't, was it? What was that advert that Murray...
Well, he used
I think
to
it was
do...
Nigel Mansell, wasn't it?
He did one with Damon Hill for Pizza Hut.
Yes, Pizza Hut, that's the one.
Where he walks in behind Damon Hill and he keeps on... And Damon Hill! He takes the bend first! He's first through the bend! He comes up to the line when he comes up to the line, and he says, "Murray, you don't have to do that all the time."
And then it's like, Pizza Hut now, we'll get our meat pizza.
That's so
Such
much
a random advert. Oh, wow.
Ruben, we'll be getting the next race underway as quickly as possible. Right now we're waiting for the lobby to go back up. And then as soon as the drivers get in and we get ready, basically we'll get stuff underway. Put some Murrays on screen, you know what? That is a very good idea. Hey, a big old Murray. We need more Murrays than that, that's for sure.
Murray Pog. This is what we need. Our life needs. Or even a Murray with a... I saw that on a GT forum the other day.
Oh.
Very backward community, what we have. Wow. Everything's very slow, isn't it, today?
Look now, Murray holds Murray's head in his own hand.
SMH.
So it is Welsh, TSR GT Welsh, who is
it's
hosting. It's up, and we are entering the lobby now. Boys and girls, ladies and gents, anyone in between. It is going back up now. Yes.
Tensions rise.
I cannot believe it. Actually, if I haven't seen a subscriber alert. Like if anyone subscribes and has their subscriptions public, it should pop up now with a little Murray Walker. Incredible or something like that. I don't remember what I put. It's one of these things.
Oh yeah, we didn't get this for Vanquish, the esports league either. We've been deprived of this.
We've really been deprived of this, haven't we?
Yeah.
So it's a private room again. Is it supposed to be a private room? Oh. It's for those drivers just joining. We're back! We're back, ladies and gents, with pictures. It's gonna be a short as possible warm-up session before we get race 2 underway here. With a reverse grid order based on the standings we had when the race server we were in before crashed. I'm gonna hop into... Oh, that's a wonderful tree cam. And with the cars coming down the straight, I'm gonna stay with this static cam for a moment. I'm afraid. I think Anthony might be moving now. It seems to be zooming.
Oh wow! Look at them leaves. So detailed.
So beautiful leaves.
Wow. Oh.
oh. How
dare they?
So here are the standings as the lobby crashed. We had Bellin leading Sparks, Aura, and Chasse. Then we had Charles of the ARC team, Saral, Rotorius, Hash for TX3.
I'm gonna say that where Charles was with that damage at one point, in that he was in that four-way fight with going into Stabilo, and to say that he came out of this in the 5th for the first round, it's very impressive. Because these cars are sketchy on their own. Put rear damage on it. It's not easy to drive. So yeah, good stuff. First race, which is now red flagged.
Good stuff indeed, and he surely did well to keep it. Maybe it's a kartoffel. Oh, a lump in my throat. Do I? No, it's not that bad.
I want to get that checked out.
Ej, jeg er en kartoffel i halsen. Det kan sgu godt være, gutter. Må sgu hellere lige hive den ud, så... Waiting for Tom, last to join. he's on
He's just
here, and
joined
I think
now.
everybody's actually around by now, which gives us the perfect opportunity to hop into this mode. No, this mode. No, yeah, this mode. And then do like this, and then we're gonna quickly reset SharePlay.
It's been an hour already, guys. Wow.
Time flies when you're enjoying yourself.
Time flies when people are stuck in the pits, you know.
Time flies when you have good company, isn't that what they say?
No. Well.
Yeah, in a brutal way indeed, playlister. In a brutal way. Half the race was brutally ripped away from us. It was just taken. And we want it back.
Half the race was gone, but half the race was not finished.
Hansa, just imagine, like, I think my girlfriend actually mentioned this, like, oh, you should totally bring it to the attention of Murray Walker. I was like, honey, Murray is 97 by now. I don't think he... I mean, I don't.
Is he actually 97?
He's 97 now. He was
Wow.
He was in advertising for so long, and he then I think he became a full-time commentator at the age of 60. When he retired from the advertising business. Mind you, he'd been commentating for 25 years at that point, 30 years or something already. He did some motorcycle racing in his young days. So did his father, if I'm not completely mistaken.
What a majestic being.
Yeah, indeed, fantastic man indeed. So, fingers crossed that we're gonna be with less problems for the rest of the evening now. We've got a different host.
Yeah. Really looking forward to La Source and Lacombe one with the reverse grid. Because we couldn't really appreciate it because we were so shocked by not having full start check.
Yeah.
That we kind of missed the action, which I guess we can apologise about because it was very crazy to even keep up with. There was spins, there was people going off track, and position changes all over the place. So, yeah, full focus on the positions now. Is that a Weeb helmet I see there for Bellin?
Oh, that making donuts there was. I think there was.
I think there's quite a
Luis.
few people at the bus stop. To be fair. We said a festival, and they're certainly making it one.
They are wild times indeed here.
Oh my god!
Oh my word, Tom!
Wow. Tom's showing us the shapes, but he just became a shape shifter over the curb. Wow. Bellin, though, using this time to practice, the wise thing to do. Other people, take note.
Yeah, very much. Yeah, thanks, Mermit. Good luck to all of the drivers and to our lobby as well. Hope it gets around a bit better this time around. And yeah, if you like what we are bringing you here from the Simpact Mazda Festival, do leave us a like. If you don't, feel free to do the opposite. And if you want to see more, if you want to be sure to catch tomorrow's main race action, stuff like that, or perhaps the VSRS Grand Prix series, perhaps the Simpact Aston series, do remember to subscribe as well and hit the notification bell so you get notified of when we stream.
Or to see the plebbing it in iRacing.
That could be as I am the pleb perhaps, but to be fair, some of the other boys are actually pretty spicy.
Who did you think I was talking about?
Me?
Yes.
Exactly. But I was just to make sure that you didn't call the other boys, like Martin is certainly not a pleb.
No, definitely not.
And we did finish third in the 12 hours of Sebring. We did finish fourth as well at the Petit Le Mans. Of course, not top split. That should be noticed. That should be said very much indeed. But
You and Jimmy split.
it wasn't bottom split either. It was somewhere in the middle. Yeah, good looking indeed, Hansa. Good work on that livery. We have Rotorius.
Oh.
Who I think would love not to pick up that damage early on. He's trying to find the limits of the grip.
Practicing for Rouge there. Full Kansei drifter. Oh my god.
Look at the fest. The bus stop fest is going absolutely mad. What has these people been served with? Must have ingested something that wasn't really that good for him in the end.
Oh no, but Schoss's livery is like E number. Jesus. No? Oh, look at that shot with all the people going up Rouge and Raddy on there. Wow. This is a good shot. Wish we could have a stacked shot like this.
Yeah.
And then the people coming out the pit lane. Oof.
Billin getting out the way there. We're starting soon. I think we've got the grid sorted out now, and we'll get racing underway very shortly indeed. Which, of course, we're really looking forward to, since it's been a big old long break here in between these two races. Mind you, we've got 2 qualifying sessions, or it's 1 qualifying sessions, but it's split up into 2 for tomorrow's 787B. We're gonna have a kind of a Formula 1 style qualifying session with the Q1, with all 10 cars taking place, and I think it's because we were originally aiming to have 14 teams set up, so it's top 7 that goes through into Q2. Here's Schosse through the bus stop, not hitting anyone or anything. And with that,
we're starting the final.
We are starting Heat 2, so reverse grid order it is. Which means we're gonna have...
Can I send you a friend request? Wow.
Such timing to put in these big questions in life.
Thing to note though, VLX starting second. I was not expecting that for the reverse grid. I was expecting them to be at the top, I must say.
With that early, and both Huetzo and Luis with the early damage, put in a position where they could really do good stuff. Watch out for Frank Lucid, Fair Dinkum, Tiger Tom there in 4th place, in a very good place as well, who could really do something.
Someone jumped the start there.
Oh, and someone's stationary on the grid, and they have all completely wiped out. I've rarely seen something like this. Oh my word! I think we're gonna have a red flag. I think we're gonna have a restart, I'm afraid. Look at this, my God!
The VLX barricade. Oh my god, pinball to the next degree.
I think someone was stuck on grid there, and I think it was...
I don't think there was, because everyone got off the grid there. Oh, Fair Dinkum reversing. I don't think they did. Look, because initially you think most people are stuck here, but then in the background you see them get off again. There was a jump start there for Fair Dinkum.
Yeah, but Luis doesn't move at all. I think he's stuck on grid. I think he's very much stuck, and that's what causing the real calamity.
I think there's 2 people stuck. Maybe.
Is Luis AFK? That's a good. If he's away, if he's AFK. Oh my word.
Well, we'll see if he enters.
So there was a false start. That was indeed the best start ever.
This is like... Maybe it's good that we didn't have full start check.
Yeah, there is indeed a restart. Don't worry, guys. Red flag, restart. We're not that heartless. That would have destroyed everybody's race there. Oops.
I think most people would have had heavy damage.
Yeah, that was absolutely chaotic. I have never seen something like that in GT Sport. That looked like... that looked like one of the... When it really goes wrong on the start-finish straight in iRacing, you sometimes see that. And rarely see that in the world of GT Sport. Let's go back with the people, the cars on track. We should... Fingers crossed, still have the grid. Oh, Luis needs to rejoin.
Oh, and he started the final. Oh. The worst timing to start the final. Oh. We have a missing second place.
Yeah, but he got out of it because he needed to rejoin, of course, and we'll need to get out of it again, we hope. He was joined on mine, for God's sake.
Yeah. Well, let's see if anyone else is stuck here. Basically, just be a stuck check. Bellin, is he stuck? No, he's got away.
Yeah, everybody's gone away here. So
okay, this is good.
Third time's a lucky charm. Hopefully this time around again. Last time we got racing on the third check as well, so this time we hopefully get stuff underway for this one. Yes, Chris, we're gonna... My word. Indeed, it is gonna be slightly delayed. So we'll still have half an hour's worth of racing to do here, so yeah, that's a bit of a shame.
Right, we need to keep an eye on Luis, as he was stuck previously.
Yeah. And Luis is in here.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Also, maybe good for everyone just to get out the pits, just as a precaution. Just everyone get on track, because normally that also helps getting past the first sector.
Yeah.
Get
everyone on track.
Didn't want to finish that sentence.
Well, I thought better of it.
What a polite man.
Chris, with the time to get good. Chris, I think you're good already. Visible
damage off. Wow, very synchronized there. Wow. Oh. Just see what Spa is like from underground from that camera angle just then.
Luis is exiting the pits. This is looking good. Huetzo is exiting as well. Now we need one more driver to enter. The question is, who is it? Oh, it's Anthony.
MNT Anthony.
Yeah, that's the team mentalism driver. He should be... Come on. Probably right around there.
And Retorius just to leave so we can... He's got connection as well. Wow, the double ping. Oof. The triple.
Yeah, Robbins, it's a shame, but it's really out of our hands, and we'll still count it as a success. We've had really good racing so far, and hopefully we'll have better luck with the lobbies.
Yeah. I mean, this will also help us for tomorrow, because the main event, we don't want to have these problems as well. So it'll be an extra stuck checks, precautions taken tomorrow, just to make it even smoother, because we have stints as well.
Yeah. Certainly there's going to be some stuck checks made, and we're going to spend a bit of time on that. This time around, I think we've got everyone on track.
Everyone's out.
But
nice.
Not necessarily through the first sector. Let's see.
I think we should be fine. Well,
hopefully.
Commentator's curse.
Hopefully this time around we get it running here. Party Murray is ready for the off here of Heat 2. On your left, it's Frank Lucid. On your right, it's Luis of the Virtual Life Experience. Berdingham, Tiger Tom, Huetzo, Anthony Hash, Rotorius, Saral, Charles, Shase, Aura. And in the end, those two final duelants that were in the lead before, Sparks and Bellin there at the final end of the field. Let's see if they get away this time. Fingers crossed, let's hope. And they're off.
And they're away.
And they're all away this time around. Beautiful start it is. Frank Lucid gets away well here.
Really good start from Tiger Tom there.
Oh yeah, indeed. He's on the inside.
On the outside.
On the outside, yeah. That was Ferdingham on the inside.
Oh, he's pushed wide.
No! And who's that going around further down the order? Gonna have to look at that.
ARC car, I think.
Yeah, that is
may
Charles.
Have been my... Oh, it's Charles.
It's Charles yet again. Oh.
Does he have damage though? That's the key thing. We'll have to see.
Oh, he gets tapped from behind. He keeps it clear of damage.
Okay.
No damage, so that's good, yeah.
Oh, it's kicking off though with the VLX and VQS boy there as well. It's fair dinkum.
Oh, someone's off. That's the VLX machine off into the grass.
We'll have to see what happened there.
Luis, and someone else is off as well. Oh, we're gonna have to have another look at this immediately.
Oh my god.
Two situations here, so a big moment. So looking at the VLX cars here is...
I think he pulls out ahead of Anthony. Yeah, he pulls out ahead of Anthony, and I think he just taps the rear of him and he spins
and what
off.
Happens
and
up there? That's Frank Lucid almost losing it. Someone's cutting across there as well. big drama on the opening lap of Heat 2, and someone's going off here as well. Oh, that's Sadal!
Oh no, that's really unlucky there.
Who's
collecting fair dinkum as well? Who was that?
Oh, who's Exodus? That's Sparks! Sparks!
Is it Sparks?
Sparks is out of the race. Tiger Tom is in the lead, leading Wetzo here now. Anthony goes way wide there in the force. He's cutting the entire chicane. That's rallycross style indeed. He's gonna have a huge...
Into third.
Poofu's up in third here by Dr. Hash. Yeah, indeed. Shells is in fourth here. Anthony, Frank Lucid, and look at that. Anthony goes all the way off to the left. He's off as well. The attrition has started. That looked like a bit of a connection issue, perhaps, for me, to be honest. I'm not quite sure. I hope not. Oh, my word.
Very, I mean, crashes on a straight? We have not seen that before. That's, wow. Anyway, Tiger Tom in the lead. Very good start, and then he got pushed wide at the start there as well. But all this carnage has just allowed them to get through. Oh, very there. Quezzo now side by side with them into La Source.
Bellin is up into fifth place. Such a damn shame, Sparks. Really sorry to see that happen to you. A very unlucky racing incident indeed.
I think Bellin will have a run here on Hash and Shosser. It was not a good run into La Source. He took a very narrow line. Did TX3 Hash.
Yeah.
And we will see, as Hash also has the slipstream of Shosser very close behind him as well. Already breaking the slipstream to Retorius though, Bellin. Good start.
Yeah, very much so. He really has flown up through the field. He's on his super pace yet again. He was the leader, mind you. He started in last place. Oh.
That's a lot of bollard there.
That's a lot of bollard for Hash. And it's going to open the door for Bellin into Brussels. And I think he's going to go for the move. They're certainly going to go too wide. There's going to be no defending that for Hash. Luis is out the door. That's a bit of a shame to see. Very unlucky start for him. Up ahead, it's still Tiger Tom Wetzo. Shells is up into third there. Bellin now up into fourth. Hash fifth. Rotorius in sixth there. Aura. And then Charles in eighth position now. Avoiding the damage there early on. A lot of drivers having faced bad luck yet again here. Frank Lucid obviously being one of them. There's quite a bit of a gap here in front of him. And then Sadal and Fairdinkham we really saw being involved in some very unlucky accidents as well. The one with Sparks as well, who really got taken out there. Such poor luck.
Charles is still on the back of that huge group as well. From what was, well, an atrocious T1. To still be in this pack as well. It's good because now he can fully use his pace. Look at him in the background behind the falconed Aura.
Yeah, indeed.
But Bellin, slipstream coming into Blanchimont. Will he have a look into the bus stop chicane? Taking a very wide line to get the best exit. And he's got a very good one. Will it be the inside?
Oh! Schosse doesn't want to give him any space, and
but he's gone deep. They've both gone deep.
They've both gone deep. And you know what? Hash has gone deep as well. That might have opened the door for Rotorius on the outside there. Charles. Oh, and someone's pitting in. That's Aura.
Interesting.
Aura's going into the pits.
Does he have damage?
Yes, he has front splitter damage indeed. That's why. Let's see, here's someone going. That's an old clip, of course. Or into the pits there.
Schosse, from what he basically messed up the braking zone, but turned it into a defensive move, and that's someone off in the background there. Was that Rotorius? May have been Hash.
Yeah, those white cars can be a little difficult to tell apart when you see them head on. Post-race penalties for this. I guess there could be some post-race penalties handed out if the stewards deem it necessary here as they go too wide.
Schosse and Bellin.
Yeah, Nash and Charles as well. Schosse still defending well.
Bellin just right behind him. From that overtake on Hash, trying to dive him into the bus stop, he was so committed to that inside, and Schosse was just not allowing it. Great racing.
And that's actually true, something I've very much forgotten to mention, and forgotten in general here, that this is actually a preview event, or it functions as a preview event of a series that is to come from the Simpact boys, which will also be broadcast here on Half the Race Gone.
Yeah, with the qualifying taken after this race. With...
Oh, someone's off there at the heavy end of affairs. That's Fair Dinkum. Oh no, he's spinning it around at Brussels. Oh, he went way wide, and that's really going to be hard to save. That's surely going to be engine damage for him as well. Such bad luck for Fair Dinkum.
Tiger Tom, meanwhile, he looks happy out in front there. I mean, he's got a nice little gap to Hueso. Obviously still in slipstream.
Bellin's gotten past on Schosse. Bellin has gotten past on Schosse here as they come up towards... Schosse goes wide on the exit of Stavelo. And he gets the run on the Paul Freyer straight.
Around the outside? Surely not.
Schosse gets on the grass, and it just kind of... He
just gets ahead.
He just squeezes ahead, entering Blanchimont. Schosse, Rotorius, Charles, Hash, and Aura, who had the pit stop there, is now in 8th place. Tiger, Hueso still ahead. Tiger is pulling away from Hueso now, actually.
Yeah.
And Schosse is doing a good job of staying with Bellin, who really had the pace before.
Yeah, no, definitely. We must say with that pace, 4.8 seconds seems like a lot, but over the course of 8 laps, it's
very much closable.
Yeah.
It's very much closable indeed. But the more Bellin will have to defend from Schosse, it's going to be a lot harder for him to actually work on closing the gap to the drivers in front. Mind you, Tiger Tom, Hueso, they are no slouches at all. So they're not exactly the types of drivers that you're just going to leave with 5 seconds at the head of the field and expect to catch up to him while still battling someone like Schosse from behind.
Tiger Tom, so close to breaking slipstream from the top split. Australian driver of VLX, Hueso Caceres. Closing in a bit through that middle sector, maybe just from a bit of slipstream. Maybe just a cleaner sector. It's all about the line through Puon, and that can give you a really big swing into the next chicane. Which, people kind of think of the harder corners being Blanchimont, Puon, but I think the chicane after Puon is very tricky in a car with very low grip.
Yeah, Le Forge, it's very easy to get too early on the throttle and you'll find yourself drifting out wide. So many people have gone off collecting the grass there on the outside and then the wall on the inside afterwards. It's such an easy way to get it wrong. By the way, welcome Marfels. It's FC, you've been here for a while, but welcome, it has to be said. Welcome to Ruben Cups, Mr. TT, Alex Rogers, Yapnap as well. Good to have you along. Tavin as well.
Bellin is pulling Schosse to the front. It must be said. I think Bellin most likely going to get far. We'll have to see. It's definitely closed in.
Big moment for Hueso as well here.
Yeah.
Bellin, let's go on to the wang cam of the Belgium here. just having set the fastest lap of both races here with a 29.487. Sorry.
It's like just... belch. Too excited for that lap time. Dinkum also left. Maybe disconnection or just dissatisfaction from...
He was having a bit of a bother and a bit of poor luck as well. I think the poor old Dinkum, they're a very good guy as well. Nice lad to have along there.
Bellin just really taking that aggressive, hard defensive line into Lecom, but it works every time. People don't know what to do.
He has not been passed by anyone at any time. You basically get the feel that basically, you know, Bellin hasn't been passed at all for most of the first race. For now, half a race here, he's just been plowing through the field. And he's went from last to third now. He's definitely catching up. Look at the gap now. It's 3.9 seconds. And much more importantly, up to Wetso in front, it's just 1.7 seconds now. So if Bellin can find a way past the Aussie quickly, when he gets up there, he might really be able to...
He is ready in slipstream just from the start of Poo on there. Just a turning point.
Yeah.
Just showing how much speed he is taking through his course.
He's absolutely flying, and Schotte, it has to be said, doing a very good job of keeping him up there. It's Charles in 5th. Rotorius is in 6th place at the moment, but he's got a bit of a gap there as well, I think. But not that much, though, and he's really having TX3 Hash in company. They're in
Charles
7th place.
Again, just playing this, you know, taking advantage of all these mistakes and just... you know, putting himself in such a great position, it must be said.
It's very much true. See that last lap, 2:30.8. That's not a bad lap time at all. And he's got a good gap now to Rotorius. He's working on it, trying to build that into an island of his own, which he can defend and get into a rhythm. And hopefully the drivers up ahead is gonna bunch up at some points when they start gaggling. Look at the little bit of a sticker there on the bumper. It says, I wreck on you, I think. On the tail, look, here, you know, I'm not really close enough. Maybe we can see it like this. Yeah, I wreck on you, very nice. Good one. So look at this now, though. Bellin has caught up to Wetso, and the gap from Tiger Tom to Wetso is now 2.7 seconds. So Tiger Tom has really gotten a move on. He feels, I think, the pressure from Bellin coming in behind there. The Bellin from the gap from Bellin to Schotte is now up to
3/10
as well. Yeah, he's really flown into that gap.
I think he's gonna pass him. Wetso needs to defend. He's left it. Wow. 3/10 up on his previous lap time, which was a 29 flat.
Oh.
I mean, he is flying right now.
Up into second place with that move there, making very short work of it. He's got 3 seconds to close up to Tiger Tom. At the pace he's going at the moment, I think it's going to be possible for him. We're about halfway into the race, pretty much exactly after. Actually, look at that last lap from Tiger Tom, 2:30 dead. You feel like that's a pretty fast lap when you look at the type of times they've been doing in qualifying and such. But Bellin is an entire second up on that, on his final lap, on his last lap, that is. I'm sorry. Of course, not the final lap still, as we're just halfway through the race. Wetso doing well to hang on. Now he's going to defend from Schotte, who's been brought up here by Bellin. It might actually become problematic for the German here to have Wetso in between if the Aussie is not able to stay with Bellin. Of course, it is in front in the ERT car. Very nice to have the Iris Racing team racing with us here in GT Sport as well. We've been facing off with them a few times in iRacing by now, and of course, are regular watchers of their streams. They provide some very nice quality content as well. Always good to see. And also on the main, Rory's big old main channel there, also something I've been following personally for a while. So something I'd recommend any day here. Rotorius and Hash, these two are still going at it. Half a second between them, so not really close enough here, as we see with the wanked hand that Hash is following, but he's not really gaining despite the slipstream. Oh, he does, by the way, through Blanchemont here, but gets a little bit wide. I'm gonna go back with the leader here, 2.6. Oh, they're gaining quickly.
6/10.
6/10 already on this half a lap at all. So they are really gaining very quickly indeed.
I mean, if it's something to be said that Schosse needs to learn from his mistake in race 1, he can't drop Bellin. This is key for this race, is dispatching of Hueso, maybe into Les Combes, and just sticking with Bellin because he's so much faster than the rest of the field.
Yeah, they're really struggling to keep up with the Belgian here. Saying that, does not look like Bellin got the best of runs here from Radillion this time around. And into Les Combes, it's going to be very difficult for Schosse. You also see it's difficult for the German to catch up to Hueso in front because the Aussies got the slipstream of Bellin's car still. So it kind of nullifies the effect of Schosse being in his slipstream, although you do get the double slipstream. It's not always the same gain for the third car in behind. So you need to be very close there in Schosse. I think he overshoots it into Brussels, and he might have made contact with the car of Hueso that we're going to see here. On board we are with the German. Down the hill, brakes very late.
Oh, that might just be some... Yeah, that might just be some hitbox damage.
I think he narrowly missed out of it. Both of them avoid getting damage from that, but it was a hair-racing situation indeed. Schosse, the late of the latest breakers there. And I didn't hear the thump. I didn't hear it, so I don't think there was actually any contact. Let's see if we can just have a quiet listen here.
I think it was one of them little like hitbox clicks. Like that looks like he straight up rammed him from that angle.
Yeah.
But no, just avoiding it. Any later, he he would have had some sort of damage. But Bellin, 8 tenths ahead of Hueso, and now 5 tenths is the gap between Hueso to Schosse. And that was a lot closer coming into that section.
Yeah, indeed. And it really is close here. Bellin, Hueso, Schosse, still, they're trying to keep up with Bellin, but they're having their problems, it seems. Hueso here, it's now up to 1.1 seconds. And as you see, the gap is kind of the same up ahead. In the end, all the top 4, we could see them coming together here on the final part of the race, because if Tiger Tom isn't having anything from Bellin, they could be slowing themselves down enough for Hueso and Schosse to actually get up there. And you know what, Charles? 6.3 seconds. It doesn't take that much of battling for them to lose that kind of time. Kept himself in a good place so far. And Rotorius.
I always feel like behind. When we spectate Charles, he's always just on his own. Obviously, he's quicker than the people behind, but then that start has really cost Charles, because if he would have had that good start, I reckon he would have been on the back of Schosse maybe. Or this top group, because his pace is, you know, it's very good for the position that he's in now. Nine tenths, so that's well in the slipstream now. It's kind of the sweet 8 tenths is kind of the sweet spot for slipstream.
Tiger Tom is having to contend with Bellin now for the rest of this race. I'm sure he would rather be without. You see, Lorenzi has left his signature on his creation. Very nice, that one as well.
But it must be said that Tiger Tom and Bellin have really broke away from the rest, especially since Tiger Tom has not had slipstream once for this race. He's just been consistent with his lap times and no mistakes just as of yet. And Schosse as well, really close behind Hueso, but he's now out the slipstream of Bellin. So it's the same kind of scenario as race 1. Schosse probably won't have slipstream for the last few laps.
Schosse, just as he gets kind of close, he has a bit of a bad run exiting Stavelo 1, and then he has the slipstream, but they have
good slipstream here.
But look at the gap from Bellin to Hueso now. Like, he really needs to time it well, maybe to get the run out of Blanchimont here. I think he does perhaps get the run here, Schosse, but he's gonna get shown the outside, or is it gonna be the inside into the bus that he comes with the lunge? Is it gonna be Schosse into 3rd place? He looks very good for it this time. He does not go deep. Beautiful move from the German. takes Wetzo here for now. I think he's gonna stay ahead. We're gonna see the move here yet again. On board we are with Wetzo here on the outside just to see Shosse. Oh, he uses a lot of that curb, but of course to give enough space it is important here. And just to make sure that he doesn't come back. Oh, they're not gonna be able to show us that. But as we see into the source here, Wetzo is in 4th place. So there was that move from Shosse that you...
Bellin right behind Tiger Tom.
Oh, ho, ho. Bellin is right there now.
Will he defend? Because Hueso hasn't defended for the last 2 positions. You know, maybe no late ditch defending, but Tiger Tom's definitely defending here. Oh, he's pinching him to the grass.
He's trading paints down the straights here. And Bellin's going for first.
Like a dive.
Oh, Tiger Tom's gonna be keeping it for now, I think, in Malmedy. He's got the inside for Malmedy. And he's gonna have the inside for Brussels as well, but Bellin is not giving a finger here. On board we are with Bellin into Brussels here. He's gonna try for the cutback.
You must say that is fantastic defending from Tom.
Very good defensive work there from the Vanquish Esports driver. Shosse, look at that. The gap is diminishing.
So close.
Oh, they're side by side as well here, Wetzo. Oh my word, look at this. Look at this. Into No Name. Oh, he goes a little wide. He misses the apex.
Yeah.
Wetzo senses there's an opportunity. They touch. And I think Shosse gets the run as well as they come out. I think, no. Wetzo is in front. And Shosse giving him the flash there as well. He was not happy with what he saw in that situation coming in here. Bellin still on the tail of Tiger Tom here. Still with a couple of laps left to race here. We're in a really tense situation. Wetzo Shosse will not be happy at all. Actually, I think he's gonna be going for first at the moment, John McClellan style.
Is so close to the back of Tiger Tom. Look,
he's actually got the run here. He's got the run. He's got the nose in on the way down to Blanchimont. Oh, how's Tiger Tom gonna defend from this? This is gonna be virtually impossible to do anything against. And Bellin takes the lead through Blanchimont. Yeah. What a ballsy move, and he keeps that, and he gains big loads of time on the exit there already. Brilliant stuff here, as you see, side by side. That is really not the place to do it usually. It takes deep commitment, and it takes a lot of respect from the drivers as well. Look at Tiger Tom keeping that on track, more or less on track at least. I really like the look of that. Big respect for the level of commitment and the effort from the drivers. Very high level at the top of affairs here. A bit of a touch there between Wetzo and Shosse, but mind you, the sports soft on the front, the hards on the rear, certainly not making them easier than they would be if they had racing tires on. This is, of course, an alliteration of the TSR Super Touring Trophy that we have been seeing some very good racing from indeed here as we are on board with Shosse. It's 0.4 of a second, and he's got a big speed differential on Wetzo in front.
Needs to defend.
And he is not low. Oh yeah, he does go defensive here.
There we go.
And you know what? Shosse is not gonna give a lot of respect for Wetzo in this situation anymore. Wetzo goes very deep. Shosse might be able to go for the cutback here and send it into Malmedy. It's gonna be an absolute send, but he doesn't.
He's just setting up for Bruxelles. Will he dive him? No.
He doesn't get the chance.
Inside there.
Wetzo keeps the... Oh, he hugs the apex so nicely there. Shosse knows that he can't go on the outside for No Name. That's never gonna work out for him. Bellin still in the lead there, seeming to keep the distance very well to Tiger Tom now. He actually extends that gap a little bit. As you see that 230.6, the last lap here from Wetzo. Here as Shosse gets very close into Pouhon. And the question is, will he get the run here from the outside? This close stuff indeed here.
Seems to be 2 different lines there. Wetzo preferring a deeper line on exit, but it is meaning that he scrubs off the speed from the corner, which Shosse can just gain them few little tenths, which will make it all important for maybe the bus stop with this slipstream.
Wetzo with the very late apex there, and Stavelo seems to gain crucial time. And again
that
here
might be a bit wide. Oh, perfection.
Perfect line there from Wetzo, really managing to gain important time on Shosse. because you see that 0.4 of a second is what he's using to defend all the way down here. Now at the head of affairs, it's 0.9 of a second there for Bellin, who actually went a little bit wide on that exit from Blanchimont, but he kept big speed there now into the bus stop. And let's see, it's going to be the penultimate lap for the Belgian. He still has Tiger Tom 0.8 of a second off, so the Brit is going to be within the slipstream. The question is, look at how Bellin just takes that exit with a little bit of opposite luck and just looks to be going that fast. I really like how these cars slide quickly. Like when you're going quick on the slow corner exits, you do with that little bit of there's Schosse gets very close yet again here. Here's Charles, still very much on an island, and in between there's a big battle between Rotorius and Aura. They've dispatched of Hash. Aura the very much and here Rotorius is indeed Rotorius. Big save, big spin. What can I say there? Oh, we're gonna need a little bit more time on that one to actually get a look at what happened for Rotorius here into...
Very deep.
Yeah, very deep.
I think that was a handbrake.
Yeah, to just get the car turned in, it really looked like it actually. And now he's actually within the slipstream of Aura still. That's rather impressive. Oh, look here, Bellin, 0.5 of a second. Tiger Tom with a late charge to be within striking distance. That's actually sort of a surprise. Here is he go. Oh, was that deep? It looked very deep, but he actually managed to turn in the car and gain a little bit on the exit of Brussels here into No Name down towards Pujon they come. The gap now, Schosse has gone past. Schosse has gone past for third place, so brilliant stuff. And it came outside of the range of our cameras. Schosse, Hueso still battling for third. Bellin, who's completed the last to first here in the space of, 10 laps? Absolutely amazing stuff from the Belgian.
You gotta say that he did it in the perfect place as well. We know how good he is at defending into Les Combes. He gets him in the bus stop, which means that, you know, Tiger Tom probably wouldn't have had a way up into Les Combes. So when you're in that lead, it looks like it's a lot easier to defend than being in that mid-pack, because you just have full dictatorship of the whole track. But Bellin's just using this fresh air to just waltz away from Tiger Tom. But then that gap, it closes in the slipstream.
Yeah, he's by no means completely out of it. It would not take much more than a single mistake from Bellin to have Tiger Tom very much within contention as well. He's not outside of contention range, but that 0.7 of a second gap turns out to be a handy one for Bellin. The thing is, he's yet to make a mistake for these entire two races. He's been so consistent. And by the way, thank you, Ruben, for your kind comment. We do appreciate that. As the drivers are on to the final lap of the second heat here, we're about to get the Atenza touring car action over with. And what a race it's been here. It was really good action. Got cut short by that lobby disconnect for the first round. Luckily, we've been a little bit luckier this time around. After we got it rolling, can we say that? It's actually been rolling this time around. Really nice to see Bellin, the dictator of Spa. And so that's a good one indeed here. Oh, Schosse goes a little bit wide. And he might open the door for Hueso here. Goes defensive very early, but Hueso there with the big speed differential. Would it work out? That is the question there. Hueso's shown the outside. They're going to go side by side.
Round the outside.
Yeah, Schosse returned the favor from earlier there and gave Hueso a bit of a nudge there. But Hueso with the cutback there from...
What a line.
Fantastic line on the exit there of Malmedy, just lining it up into Brussels, and Schosse is not really going to have a chance for this one. He tries to go for the cutback, but he's going to be on the outside for No Name yet again, even if he does so, and that's not going to work out for the German. He's down into fourth place. Hueso, they're up into third now. Tiger Tom still on the chase. They're 5 seconds up on these two, so really a little bit on another level there, Bellin and Tiger Tom in this race. And Bellin, it has to say,
1.2 off of Bellin.
Yeah, it has to be said.
It's starting to become very unlikely, but we never know. Bellin, you know, he's been all this consistent, but he may make a mistake. Very unlikely, but he may make a mistake in this race.
Well, there's always the chance of someone making a mistake as Rotorius gets sideways yet again.
I think Rotorius is just taking the drifting to the next level this race.
Yeah, he's going the full yeet indeed. It's been fabulous racing so far here.
This is
Beautiful
not
move there
over
from
though.
Hueso. And this is not over, not at all. Schosse, 0.2 of a second. He's got the big run down toward Blanchimont. Here's the final lap. We're gonna watch the guys ahead for a second here. Bellin, he's in lead by a second. Tiger Tom is not gonna be able to close up that. But look at this here. Oh, he's got a terrible exit. He's off the track there for a moment. And that might settle it in the direction of Hueso. Here is Bellin. I think we'll take the checkered flag. Oh, he's deep. He tried all he could. Bellin wins it. Bellin wins it in front of Tiger Tom. Hueso gets very sideways indeed. At the exit there, he picks up third place in front of Schosse. Oh my word.
Charles had caught up so much in that last lap and we hadn't even realised.
Here we are on board with Schosse. Charles.
Oof.
He's right there.
Just on the line, you just flick back and you just see Charles just there.
It's certainly not bad. Aura not bad as well, finishing there in 6th place. Rotorius for CRN is gonna come home for 7th. Gonna be Hash for TX3 in 8th. Saral in 9th place. Frank Lucid is gonna come home this time around in 10th. I was about to say 12th. That's not. We've had quite a bit of a war of attrition in these races as well. Very, very, very tough field to hand yourself in. Very strong drive from Bell, and a big congratulations, of course, for picking up a absolute beauty of a last to first, mind you.
Clean sweep.
Look at that. Went up 13 positions indeed, Bell, and that is pretty well done, I have to say.
Pole positions, 2 wins, 2 fastest laps. Not much you can really ask for. And he didn't look back after passing Tiger Tom.
No,
I mean, in the
didn't.
first race before the red flag, defensive for Sparks for, you know, the whole race. Yeah, fantastic drive.
It really was.
But Tiger Tom, ever the consistent, didn't make any mistakes in that race. Not any glaring ones, at least. And, yeah. It's a good race.
Really good one, really. I mean, such an intense battle there at the front, and well raced as well by Tiger Tom to keep Bellin behind him for so long. I feel like he really tried everything in the book, but there wasn't really anything to be just successful enough to keep Bellin behind. So that was really, really intense at the end. Also, the battle between Schosse and Hueso, that was one to watch as well.
Yeah. I think the thing with these cars is when you have a slight little mistake, the time you lose is so much more to the softer compound of tires that it can really, really harm you. Missing one apex or going a bit too wide, it has a drastic effect on how the car performs. So it was interesting to watch, really.
Yeah, it certainly was. It certainly was. I'm just trying to figure out. Is going to Wake's net just died. Okay. Well, Welsh, can you please host this?
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. Something different, isn't it? To what we're normally used to. The amounts of grip and I don't know, it made for more sketchy, tense racing that I haven't seen before. I can just say that.
which is sometimes what you kind of feel like is a little bit missing in GT Sport. You know, the nervous nature of cars. And a lot of cars are difficult to drive and they can be sketchy, but usually they're understeer. There's the Ferrari 458 Group 3 car. There is the Lambo Group 3 that is also twitchy on the tail, but usually most of the cars are turning too quickly. you'll just be plowing off to the whatever direction you're like straight ahead, basically. But with these cars, we really saw like a different dynamic to the driving of it, and this is a thing that goes again in all of these Simpact championships. Is I feel like there's always been put a lot of thought into the way that like the difficulty of the cars to drive, and sometimes some people may raise their eyebrows a bit or look at it strange and think, what would be soft for, sports soft for the 787B or whatever. But there's usually a back thought to it to make the racing a little bit more challenging, and we also find that a lot of people really enjoy it. So.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you were to tell me, race this car with sport hard tires on the rear and sport, what are they, softs on the front or mediums? It's definitely not a combination I would pick, but it made for some tense moments, and just it looked like they could really abuse track limits with this car, which was nothing I was really expecting. Blanchimont was a victim of that, for sure.
Well, it's a good point, Felix, that the high grip tires kind of kills the characteristics of the different cars like that.
Yeah.
It's nice to see, because of course in the official competitions and such, it's always going to be what it is. Now we're going to be getting the 787B qualifying session lobby up, I think, as quickly as possible. We'll see who will be hosting that. I haven't really got a reply from Welsh yet. Looks like he's offline on Discord. That doesn't look good. You know what? I might have to host it. Which is gonna be a bit of a shit show, because then I'm gonna have to set everything up, and I'm really not used to that.
Your internet would be godly if it could hold a share play, a stream, and a lobby.
You know what? I have FiberNet that's I have 300 megabytes upload and download. I am currently limited to the capabilities of my Cat 5e cables that can do 100 megabits per second, and I can feed 3 of these connections at full speed simultaneously. Actually, it really shouldn't be a problem. I should be able to do all that 3 or 4 times within the limitations of my bandwidth.
Yeah.
Enough internet bragging on my part. Braggioso.
Sounds like some sort of Harry Potter spell.
Internetarino Braggioso. That crashes your internet immediately. Like the internet's version of the curse of the commentators.
Oh, we had a curse in the commentator in Vanquish Simracing series, didn't we? With Yoni. With TX3 Johnny.
Oh yeah, we did.
Yeah.
We did, but I feel like that I've bestowed that curse upon so many people. I feel so bad.
It's a thing,
like,
for
I've
sure.
been the wrecker and destroyer of so many hearts. The breaker of hearts, indeed. Which I don't want to be the breaker of hearts, but
half the heart gone.
Share some of what with your Bellin? Specially made Castrol glue. Oh. Share some of the internet with you. I had to share some of what, What do you want? I want my stuff. It's my stuff. You can't have it because it's mine. No, I'm not. Just kidding. I do apologize for the bit of a break here, as I think I don't know, I'm trying to get news on who will be hosting and such. Hopefully we'll be on with something in not too long, which is Ruben, as I said, we are working on it. We're working on it to bring it to you as quickly as possible. Let's say X is the start time. Then at the start time is when we're gonna give it to you. So in that case, X gonna give it to you.
Wow,
but
real smooth.
Sadly, Ruben, I don't know exactly when because I'm still waiting for the lobby to go up. We should have been rolling with the qualifier 10 minutes ago. I'll do my best to to keep the jokes running.
But with our delays, 10 minutes is not a lot, guys. Like, we have been through numerous stuck checks, seeing numerous people in the pit wall, many pit crew murdered, savagely slaughtered by
the pit bug. The pit bug. It sounds like a disease carried over from pit crew to pit crew, killing them quickly. Oh.
Rapid killer, extremely contagious in the community. Especially on FIA night.
Playlister, commentate. Are you in the half the race? Yeah, you are in the HTRG. Feel free to try and join in some night if you want to, man. You should be welcome in the booth. I mean, I've been trying to build this kind of gang of commentators for a while to have Jesus. Oh yeah, you've just become a member of it.
Half the race gone mafia. Like,
have the gang gone when half of you have been shot and there's only half of us left to defend the goddamn territory and all our drug money and stuff. That started all
half
this.
The commentators gone.
Yeah. But no, wow. I have been trying to get together like a squad of commentators that could help me cover events and make it possible for us to branch out a bit more and stuff like that. And I hope this will be the beginnings of it, also with Fons covering in on the VSRS as well, and Trials and Martin having gotten back to the channel in big grand fashion as well for the Simpact Aston series on Thursday, stuff like that. So I definitely feel like it's going the right places, all that stuff. SharePlay is stopping in 5 minutes. It's been an hour already. That's impressive. Ruben, who is the old man with the microphone on the bottom of the screen? Answer, I would totally need Thunderstorm with me next time. It would be brilliant. That is sacrilege, Ruben. I'm sorry. The man you're seeing is the legend himself, Murray Walker, the voice of Formula One. Before there was a David Crofty, even there was someone who was at higher pitch, louder, and you probably wouldn't believe it, but 3 times as excited. And you don't think that's possible because Crofty is an excitable gentleman himself. And I actually has grown fonder of David Croft as the years has gone by. It's, lights out and away we go. It's okay, but it's still nothing to. And it's go. The good old Murray Walker. That was absolutely amazing. Dawson, we're waiting for it. Oh, no, that's a practice session. Oh, well. F. Dawson, it should be up soon. We're still waiting for it. I'm trying to figure out who's going to be hosting the session right now. So, one of them is not. Oh, he is online again. Don't worry, Dawson. I will. I'll let you know whenever I know anything. I'll let you know as soon as we know, so we can get to the qualifying as quickly as possible. Yeah, Croft is underrated indeed, and he, he gets a lot of words out of his mouth, and that was my remote controller going to the floor, and now going. Oh no. I thought it went underneath the couch where I couldn't reach it, which would have been super annoying, but it didn't, which is good. Crofty is good. But Murray was Murray, and it was Murray. He's just special.
I think Crofty was just like, he can just piece towards a sentence so easily. Without even thinking.
No doubt about it. He's really good.
So
But the combination of Murray Walker and James Hunt was very special. Like talking about people that had a blunt style of commentary. James Hunt wasn't blunt. He was very straightforward, and he would call a spade would be a spade in the words of James Hunt, and that was something I really appreciated.
He has that racing insight as well, didn't he? So that's also what we have with Brundle now.
Just like yourself, Finn.
I have not raced properly in a long time.
Oh, that's a good question, Ruben.
Oh no!
Dawson asked when the quality starts. Ruben says at X when they give it to us.
Oh my god!
Beautiful stuff, my man. That was but I need to start something. I want to be started something. You've got to be started something. Now, what's going on here? Internet provider issues as we speak.
Let's just have our fingers crossed that we can get quali underway soon.
Yeah, we need to.
And
we'll wait about the share play. Oh, you know what?
Yeah,
let's take the chance. Just do it now. We don't have anything better to do as well. So again, ladies, gents, I do really apologize for this. It's been, let's say, it's been a technical issue too much that we've had today. A little more than I personally like having when we're streaming. I think it's a bit of a shame. Of course, we do what we can to kind of stay clear of it, but I think you've all run into these problems on one occasion or two for yourselves, and it's really not that much to do about it in the end. So from now on, we're just trying to figure out which of our lads will be able to host the qualifying session, and if everything goes well, we'll have the stuff. We'll be able to give it to you. X will be in a short amount of time then. This is what we hope. We hope to be right back with you in a short minute. This is where I should have some fake commercial session to put in, like a lot of spoof commercials. That would have been good fun as well. Oh!
I'm just looking forward to these beasts getting around Spa.
You know what?
And as we say that, Wakey Boy, the man himself, has blessed us by putting the lobby up.
It has. But I have to say, we feel like I think collectively at CSR, at Simpact, which I am also a part of, we feel like it's a big shame. It's the first time we put together one of these type of events. So, of course, we would be, and we were very much hoping for it to go a little bit smoother than it has. But saying that, we take what we have to work with, and, that's it is what it is. And now we're into the session. Hopefully, we can get stuff running this time
looking at the roster for this race, there's some high downforce giants joining us. People like Chris, known in the community to be very good at endurance, very good with these high downforce vehicles.
But not a lot of grip though on the sports soft tires that the 787Bs will be running. So and I feel like maybe the pad drivers will be
a bit of a disadvantage.
It'll be tough for them, I feel as well. Yeah, because you really need to be very gradual on both throttle and steering, and you need to be very feely here. Here is the Project One Motorsports car. Look at that very striking purple color.
Yeah, very simplistic, but that color just hits you. You look at that and you think that's Project One.
And it's very 80s. It's very, very old school. It's very 80s. I like it.
I would have loved to see like a classical livery requirement for this series. I think that would have been really cool. Well, I say that, CRN.
There was actually a bonus points for classical looking liveries, and I think as we go through the field, you're gonna see that you're gonna be happy when you see some of these machines. There are some absolute beauties within here. Let's go to pictures! God damn it! Dirten, what are you doing?
Oh my lord! I mean, we were talking about the roster. You had the roster up.
Yeah, I had the roster up. That is exactly why I had the roster up for us to just look at it here. But let's look at the Casio Auras machine. Look at this absolute beauty. Oh. The Minolta Toyota livery. You spoke about classic liveries. This is absolutely as classic as it becomes. This was a car that in its time destroyed the opposition in the IMSA GTP class. Of course, not a Mazda, but a Toyota. What was it called? The 89 CV or something like this. It was indeed a beast of a machine and a very fast car as well. Here we saw the CRN machine before, very good looking. Here's something I have been looking forward to as well. Wow. Look at it, and with the very Le Mans style look names at the side, this of course being a team race, and the Japanese for the car with the Danish and German flags of Chris and Felix who is driving it. This is of course, I take it, one of Felix's creations as well, and this looks sharp and good as always. That's absolutely beautiful.
That fade from black to purple to that, that staple blue that we've came to, know in the community for virtual life experience. And before that, Volex.
F's out for Felix's ended career that got ended by Chris. I saw that on Twitter the other day as there was Africans dancing with a coffin on their shoulders with your name on it, Felix.
This ARC livery though
looks very spicy indeed. Look at it.
This might be my favorite so far. That orange stripe on the side. Ooh.
Can I just say, look at the strength of the field and the teams we have here. Project 1, TX3, CRN, VLX, ARC, Euromaster. This is the first time Euromaster is a part of anything, basically, I think, here at the channel. But very, very nice to have Euromaster Esports along with us as well. And look at that is one old school livery as well. It actually looks a little bit like the Sauber Mercedes or some of them.
Yeah.
In this type of
the classic Euromaster pattern, but it just fits so well for this car.
It certainly
almost
does.
Looks classical.
Yeah.
Also, another thing I really like is the one black, one white. It's like a kind of an opposite switch on the mirrors.
Yeah. Oh,
very nice touch.
Very cool stuff indeed. Here's Halbstark.
What did I just see?
Art car indeed here from Halbstark. CX3, what is that? I can't see, some kind of German sponsor. That looks sexy indeed. Look at this.
Looks like some sort of like
number 4 machine. Beautiful indeed.
Wow.
Yeah, it's Marvels who's designed the ARC car, of course. That makes good sense. Good stuff there. And Marvels looks beautiful. Shouldn't fuel be off for quali? Yes, it should, Chris, as you asked in the lobby.
Well,
I'm just gonna answer to that. Yes.
I've personally seen the Vanquish livery, and well,
British Racing Green.
What more can you ask? I mean, obviously,
of course,
me being a VQS driver, but it just looks so well. Props to Single for designing this. Really coming along with that pattern. So simplistic, but yet so effective.
Does look good indeed. It really does look good. Oh, so using the quali system, so it's off. That makes sense. And here is Schosse in the speaking of classic stuff, in the Team No Team machine sponsored by GT Auto. Could you please unghost yourself so we can see that wonderful machine? This is pretty much as old school as it becomes. GT Auto, of course, an entity that's been with us all the way through the history of Gran Turismo. Since the first game, you've been able to visit GT Auto for a car wash, for an oil change, all that stuff.
I have seen a sticker which makes this just classical. The classic PlayStation sticker.
Oh,
that
I
is
see
such
that
a
on the side of the
small
car.
detail.
Yes. Oh,
But-
no, that's not the place to go there on the.
That's not the best place to showcase your livery, mate.
Oh, and that's the car we saw earlier as well in practice. The Netso Racing livery. Look at this machine. The red and blue.
Wow.
The camo on the blue part. Beautiful as well. I think we have some very strong livery game going on here today. That is very nice to see. Oh, and Halbstack is a collab with Frank's of Frank Lucid's track, of course. 12 players, 10 on track. Please check it. We're gonna check it. We're have 10 on track. We have 12 in, so that's all as it's supposed to be here. It's Manugas, the Spaniard for Project One. We've got Spanish blood here as well in the lobby with the Parada from Euromaster. And right now,
I think grey, like that kind of matte grey, is so underrated on a car because it doesn't have the sheen like maybe some of the VLX liveries do. It doesn't have the chrome, but it just looks so effective on this car, must be said.
time for some rotary scream here down the Camel Straight. And look how struggling they're really struggling, but you know what? This is actually pretty reminiscent of what kind of speeds you'd be able to do on actual 80s tires. There's Aura gets very, very... It is just to say...
Oh, wow.
These cars on whatever rubber they ran on back then would never be able to anywhere closely compete with the lap times of modern LMP1s, which I think is one of the reasons that Aura collected the curb there on the exit of No Name, and he just picks up some damage, and that's gonna send him straight back to the pits. Yeah, for sure. I was saying, I think the organizers have been trying to. The CRN car getting twitchy there as well, but to recreate the difficulty level that really was about these cars. Such a hard machine to drive in real life as well. There is, Jimmy, a Minolta livery. I showed it to you 2 seconds ago. I think here it is again, coming up through Eau Rouge and Radillon onto the Camel Straight. It is Aura with the beautiful Minolta livery indeed. Here the wang cam and front facing. Just see the big old front cooling opening there as Aura has to go right across the chicane there. And with that said, the first 10 minutes of qualifying Q1 is beginning now, and Formula 1 style qualifying it is, so the first 3 drivers are to be eliminated after 10 minutes. The final 7 positions are to be decided on the final 10 minutes of qualifying indeed here. And let's see if we can get everyone safely out of the pits. So it seems here. So it seems indeed.
Yeah. Different, it was basically double the time we had for the Mazda touring cars.
And then double that as well. So we actually have 20 minutes all in all here in qualifying. So a bit more time for drivers to actually get spaced out and to attempt different things on different laps. They don't have to go all out on one lap. But that in turns means that they can build up their pace, their confidence, and try to set that all-important lap at the end of a session. And remind you that we could be seeing, like, if you don't get things to work out in the opening 10 minutes here in Q1, you could be in that bottom 3 that gets sorted at the end after 10 minutes here already. Yeah. And that's certainly not going to put you in a good position for tomorrow's race. A bit of details, by the way, about the race tomorrow. We have borrowed and lent, you could say, the tried and trusted IGTL Stint race formats, and of course with permission. We are very, very happy to have from the IGTL lads that we could use it, which means that on we're going to have the cars getting away on a rolling start with a normal formation lap there on Stint 1. On Stint 2, we're going to have a formation lap very low on fuel. The drivers will then enter the pits. They will park up before the pit lane on the formation lap and they will enter the pits on a designated time that's given to them before the stint goes underway, which means they will know exactly when to go into the pits, and they will base that off the race timer in the left-hand bottom corner of the screen. And that means the drivers will then be free to enter the pits, fuel up to the desired level, and then the race stint will go on from there, which means that we'll be able to work on the distances that the first stint finishes on. But of course there will be a bit of a time advantage to taking less fuel for the beginning of stint 2. So a lot of tactical games there as well. And mind you, it is of course as well a 2-driver team race, so we'll be seeing different drivers facing off against one another in the different stints. I think it's going to be a really exciting one.
I think we'll mostly see 2 or 3 laps even for the front as Chris goes up Rouge and Radion for the first time. Going down the chem straight now. So fast. The Mazda 7A, 7B.
And listen to the scream of the rotary engine. I'm not sure you're going to be able to hear that.
Puts the anchors into Les Combes. Hitting the bollard, not the best entry. Keeping it tidy.
Just gonna...
Oof. Into Bruxelles. Keeping a tight line. Focusing on the exit. Now into No Name. Don't get too much of the outside curve or the runoff here, or you'll just be sucked into the wall. Takes the right amount of curve. Now into Puon. Taking a very, very aggressive line there. Taking it out wide and then cutting it in narrow to get the best exit speed. Now into this chicane. Get close as you can to the bollards. And then close as you can to these as well. Bit of a miss of an apex, but it carries enough speed. Now into Staulo. Now this turn, which is going to catch so many people out.
Stabilo 2, as they call it, onto the Paul Frere straight. Such a difficult one indeed. And then the run down to Blanchemont here as we go. The final bit of the track here, very difficult indeed, and it feels like it's still sort of flat. They do have downforce when they get up to speed, these machines. Mind you of that. And the bus stop, that's a difficult one though, as you don't have a lot of grip on the exit. But he keeps it running there at 2:06.5. That is not a bad lap at all for Chris here. Let's see. Manugas is going to be next over. He's not going to beat that time. He's hardly even closer to 2:06.2 there from Parada though. Euromaster provisionally on pole. Nico 18 for CRN provisionally third. Not a bad time at all there. I think Levy had a bit of a bad time as well. Same for Dawson. Halbstack in trouble. Oh, Halbstack's off at turn 1.
That was CRN Nico.
Oh, that was Nico.
Sure.
That was indeed Nico.
Yeah. Going back to the pit lane, but I think he'll have one more time lap. But that's 1 lap wasted. Yeah, definitely going back to the pit lane, resetting.
Yeah.
Going again. Still a good lap though. Only 6 tenths off Parada, who, you know, is in the community known to be very good in these endurance events, as we saw in the Euromaster 24 a few weeks ago.
Oh yeah. Hey, Fair Dinkum, good to have you along. Shame about your luck and the touring car event. That certainly wasn't that wasn't top draw luck at all. That was kind of the bottom end of luck, the sour end of things. We're sorry to see that. Sometimes happens to even the best of them. All right.
It's kind of in Q1. It's worth not really risking your lap, but just getting a good enough lap to just get through to the next session, where you're using every part of the track, searching for the best lap time. This is just, you know, can you make it out the bottom 3?
It's a good point here. The bottom 3 being at the moment Lemmy for the Adrenaline Racing community, Aura in the Minolta number 31 TX3 car. And
still not to set a lap.
Yeah, they've yet to set a lap, so they might very well be going out of the bottom 3 with the turn of this lap if it's good enough here. Aura here. Chris improves 2:06.3. Shasa with a 2:07.8 there. That's not bad at all either. And then in the Netso car here, it's Spark, who's also on the first flying lap right about now. Lemmy's back into the pits. Oh, he's coming in. He's coming in. Oh, because tires is very much on, so it actually is a point of coming in here.
Okay.
Get fresh rubber. Let's see if there's anything to gain there. Aura, 2086. That was not enough to... Yeah, still in the bottom 3 there. Aura, not as expected. And the Minolta machine. Here's Lemmy getting out of the way there for Halbstag.
Good sportsmanship there.
Yeah,
not
very
getting
good
in the
to
way.
see. Getting the blue flags as well for a slower moving vehicle here. Oh, look at that parada! And Chris of the Virtual Life Experience, less than a tenth of a second separating the two. Nico 18 there, as you mentioned before, it's still 6 tenths. He's 3.5 tenths up on Manugas, who's in 4th at the moment. It's Shasa who's up into 5th there in the GT Auto old school PlayStation team, no team machine. The very much British racing green Vanquish esports car is 6th. And the only real prototype I can come to think of that reminds me of is the Bentley Speed 8, and that was certainly one of the best looking cars I have seen in a very long time. Actually, I think that livery is very much based off of the Speed 8 with the black top there on the British Racing Green faded green body there, but really good looking, good stuff there from Single Filer. Let's see how Dawson does on his final flying lap. Is it going to be? I think actually Dawson is going to pick up one more lap. Yeah, indeed.
I think most people have another lap. I know that obviously Parada, I think the person ahead of... I think everyone will have another lap, I think. Which is good to see. So we can get even more closer times. And especially for a strategy like Lemmy, who pitted, he's going to have that fresh rubber for that final lap.
Hey, well, it's so nice to have you along as well, mate. Good racing there with Shazza in the touring car heat.
Chris,
oh yeah, crazy Felix playlister is on for another 25-point performance in chat. I saw what he did there before I saw that one. It was beautiful indeed here. So still running
Chris
order
on his final lap. Let's see what this split is.
2 tenths
down.
And Manugas just improving as well. He went quicker than Nico 18 by a single tenth of a second, off by Parada in the Euromaster car by half a second, but still close enough, and still with an extra lap actually to put it in here. We're gonna look back here at the bottom end of things, because this is where it gets mostly interesting here at the end of these 10 minutes. And Adrenaline Racing Community, the 31 TX3 car, Minolta car.
Purple.
Oh, purple sector for Lemmy. Shasa just improved on his personal best as well. Spark, 2088. So that's 2 tenths off of Aura. So it's still within that bottom end of things. And is it going to be another lap for Spark? I think Lemmy's going to be an interesting one to follow, and one to perhaps make the move out of the bottom ranks there. Let's see, there's still a bit of way to go. We can still try and follow his times as he moves through the sectors. Oh, but Aura's been on a purple lap as well here, coming into the middle sector, or to complete the middle sector and into the final sector. That's here between the two Stabilo corners, coming into the first of them right about now. And we're gonna see what kind of sector Aura's on here. It looks very neat and tidy so far. Oh, purple.
Missed the apex.
Oh, not purple, I'm sorry. He missed the apex, so he's up on his personal best by 2 tenths of a second. There it is. Chris goes pole. Provisional pole by a tenth of a second. That's interesting indeed. We're going to watch here. Lemmy still on a personal best. He could improve. Is any of them that they need to improve by over 2 tenths of a second? For Aura's 3 tenths of a second is going to be enough. It's going to be hard to call as he exits the bus stop. It looks a little slow through there. Let's see here as he crosses the line. What's it going to be? 2.6. Oh, he goes 4th fastest. Aura well out of the top the bottom 3 there. Very well done indeed. Lemmy does the very same. He grabs 7th and he puts the Vanquish car into 8th place. But look at that. Dawson
won't have that.
Wow, he will certainly not have that. Right now, it's Vanquish, it's the 31 TX3 car of... No, it's the 7 car of Halbstag, who ends down there alongside Spark 43. Spark 43 still running. Dawson still running, so it could still change. We could be looking at the ARC Schosse is somewhat in danger as well. But let's see how much they can actually... That's a lot to improve, and I don't think he does it on this lap. He does... Oh, he does! He does! By 0.6 of a second! Spark, that's not gonna be enough. And with that, it's ARC, it's Halbstack. Oh, my word.
Oh, wow.
And of course, this race is not gonna be a race, so...
Yep.
We're just
stuck check for no apparent reason.
We're just gonna take it. Yeah, exactly, stuck check. And of course, no pole yet, though. That's very much true.
Yeah, true.
But true. Chris showing the potential very much indeed. Let's see if we can get him. Just see, can we get him off cleanly? No. Boom,
oh,
boom,
no.
Boom, boom,
no.
Boom, boom.
Oh, how stuck.
Wow, that was a very, very close session indeed there at the end.
Yeah.
What a result. Very entertaining indeed, Felix. I feel like... yeah, Chris, Q1 so interesting that you completely forgot about Q2. And who went through their Schosse? Going through to Q2 will have 10 minutes. And that is, of course, going to decide it for the top 7. As we see here. By the way, the weather forecast, for those of you who hasn't seen it, tomorrow is going to be a mixed bag of sweets, so to say. Perhaps some sour stuff mixed in it as well. Gonna see exactly how that goes. Gonna be a difficult one indeed for the drivers, I think. I feel like, to deal with.
So you would think that the teams are putting their fastest driver for qualifying to just get the best result as they can. So looking at the teammates of all these people, it's quite interesting because, you know, you got Felix, who is like another fantastic racer and is not as like a veteran almost for these stint races through IGTL.
Yeah, that's very true.
VES, when that was a thing.
You got drivers like Franz is quick as well.
Yeah.
The ERM team looks very strong. Project One certainly one to watch as well. Kipso as a teammate, very strong as well. The 2 TX3 cars, Sparks and Aura, they're gonna be one to watch. Halbstack and Limitless, they would be hoping, I think, for better stuff, but it just wasn't to be. And
wow, what a shot this is.
It's a bit of a photo opportunity here for the top 5.
Even though it should be top 7.
Hey, cheers, Ruben, and don't forget to tune in tomorrow for the stint race. It's what we've all been working up to, and that goes for all of you, of course. If you liked what you've seen here tonight, do feel free to throw us a like on the video. It does really help us along on our journeys, so to say. And as I said,
felt like a journey today.
Yeah, it certainly has. It's been ups and downs and bumps on the roads and personal development, and I don't know what. It's been like a Hans Christian Andersen fairy tale. It always works out in the end.
Exactly.
Felix, you can't be much older than me, to be fair. I was about to say it. Oh, no, and that's not like I'm 56 or something. I'm turning 30 this year, so let's not be too crazy about it.
What do you mean? You're 97?
Oh, so what? Wake is now calling that the top 5 will do to Q2, not the top 7 as the rules suggest. That's maybe because we only have 10 teams. That's maybe a little bit late to change out the rule. But they might want to make the cut at the middle of the field, and that also kind of makes sense, I guess. But yeah, playlisters, that veteran moniker that makes people sound a bit older, isn't it? Oh,
true. That's women in the community.
Yeah. Tough luck though for.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it is top 7. All right. And then as you see Shosse and Dawson taking to the track there immediately. Oh, we're getting out as well, goddammit. Yeah, me and Jimmy, that beautiful generation 1990. Yeah, Felix, you're a youngling as well. I don't know, Jimmy. I'm November the 18th, so Scorpio, I'll come and sting you all the way.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh. It's time for pictures, ladies and gents. I'm sorry about that. That's when I tend to mess up once in a while here. Q2. Just seconds away now, we'll have the final 10 minutes of this Saturday evening's program coming on, and that is just the way to put in a big crash. I was about to say that's the way to put in a quick lap, a quick lap, indeed. There. So let's get it back on track. The cars, the drivers. Chris, they're making no mistake of getting out of the the pits quickly there.
PR1 was just inside CRN coming out the pit exit.
Yeah, that's not the first time we've seen that kind of car mating, basically. They're coming out the pits. As I've said before, something that belongs in a song by the Bloodhound Gang or on Discovery Channel, or in both. Nico 18 there for CRN did very well in did very well in the first session there to put it in the top of things there. Aura doing it late as well. Euromaster certainly has to be one of our favorites alongside VLX and Chris with that late great lap. Indeed, Shosse only just exiting the pits now. Maybe just a thing to sort out. I'll take care of that for the German there. Oh, Frank Lucid is over the age of 30. Well, Frank, you're also such a balanced, chill dude. Not with that youthful temper of all the others. But no, to be fair, Frank, I really have enjoyed watching your streams.
What are you trying to say?
What? I was trying to say that.
What are you trying to say?
That Frank seems like a chill, like a nice dude.
Apart
he's
from
relaxed. I'm just saying that he's not like of streamers. Haven't you ever seen like some of those streamer rage compilations where like sim racers and iRacing that are like taking it way too seriously, and that are I know that isn't the kind of streaming I want to watch, at least, that's for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, it's their career as well. But anyway, Chris about to start his lap. This is not iRacing, this is GT Sport.
Yeah, Fair Dinkum and Jimmy have their birthdays on the same day, so that's a very good... Fair Dinkum and 35 this year, for fuck's sake. Some brutal truth coming out here during this qualifying session. Enough to take my focus away from the racing here. We have the first flying laps getting underway. Manu Gas for Project 1 trying to get the slipstream of Chris here. I don't think he's exactly close enough for that down the Camel Straight. He isn't.
No.
Is he? No, he certainly isn't. So... And of course they will be...
is so far away.
Shosse did the same thing he did the first time around with just, like... Frank, like, don't be nice, don't cut him off.
Man, the gas off the track, he's gonna have dirty tyres for Bruxelles.
Yeah, I think he actually lost it in Bruxelles as I cut onto the replay here. Here comes the dirty tyres. That's way off there, and he brakes very late as well. Will the car turn in?
Ooh. Was that a spin? No, I don't think it was.
I think that was sort of a spin because Nico 18 is right on his tail, and he's aborted that lap. He's let the CRN car by. That's very gentlemanly indeed. And he'll be focusing on the next one. Oh, the Minolta Mazda has a big moment there as well.
That's not where you want to have it.
Oh, that is a dangerous place indeed to get all twisty and wild in here through Le Forge.
That's a good Le Forge though. really attacking that the left curb for Stabilo 1, which really sets you up for the exit.
So
here.
indeed,
Oh, that's an aborted lap.
Yeah, that's an aborted lap indeed. Why is that just maybe not worth it?
Maybe.
Worth checking out that the 787B has these small lights on the side of the car that lights up the number where the numbers are supposed to be. I find that feature to be so incredibly cool here. Chris, provisional fastest lap here, first to set a lap as well, a 206.1. That is a blindingly. Yeah, that is a blindingly fast lap as well. As Nico 18 is in for a fresh set of tires, I think. Parada is down by 0.3 of a second here, 206.4. That's not a bad time at all for Euromaster here. Aura must have had some kind of issue there on the first lap. Same goes for Dawson, who's also back in the pits here. Let's see how the rest of the field compares here. Manu Gas has not been able to put in that. Oh yeah, he boarded the lap as well. So we've actually seen quite a bit of aborted laps here early on. On board we are with Chasse into Blanchiment. Oh, he keeps that in and under control well.
Braking a bit too early, maybe. Oh, no. Look, he made it quite easily, or is he just setting up for his next lap, which I think he is. Yeah, this is definitely not.
This is not going to be his hot lap at all. Though incredibly enough, it's good enough for 4th place at the moment. So this second session, it seems the drivers are pushing that a little bit more. Maybe that makes it, in turn, even more difficult to actually complete it here. 4 minutes and a bit over 4 minutes remaining here of the session. So we're looking at about 2 more laps for all of the cars, I think. Yeah, it is going to be, if they, you know, keep at it.
Yeah. The single yeah.
No, it's just Chris might end some more careers this night. Felix.
He tends to do that at Spa. He is a god at Spa, Francorchamps. You say that though.
Aura through sector 2, purple time here, and he had a very good run in the late moments of Q1 as Chris is in the pits. I think he reset. He's going to be coming out. There's a car on the outside. That's the CRN car. Gets well out of the way of Aura here, who comes flying in. Oh, this seems to actually be a very good time. 201 as he exits the bus stop. But is it going to be across the line here? 5, 6. Oh, that's second fastest. He beats Parada to it by 9,000ths of a second provisionally there to put the 31 TX3 machine of himself and Sparks into a provisional second on the grid there. Very good stuff from Aura indeed here.
He didn't take enough first of that curb in the bus stop. You really got to attack that to get the most of the lap time, but it just looks so smooth from Aura. That whole final sector was a joy to watch.
And the car of Halbstark, who was supposed to be driven by Limitless, and the other one, that's going to be Frank Lucid taking over the second drive there. That's going to be interesting to see how Frank gets on. It's going to be a challenge, Frank. But of course, we're going to be rooting for you in the booth. Of course, not too vocally, because that would be wrong. That would just be wrong. But in our souls, hearts, and mind, we want you to do well. Chasse here managing to go less than a second or slow. Oh, that is a very sketchy exit there on the exit of Radillon. Oh my God, Chasse. He's 7/10 off on this lap. It's not going to be the lap of his life here. Oh my word. Nico, purple sector through sector 1 this time around. So let's see if the CRN driver is able to keep up that kind of pace here through the middle sector. It seems like Chris have put in an insane pace through the final sector. Seeing how Aura was purple through here as well. Let's see how it looks for... Oh, he's up. He's up by 0.2 of a second, so he could be in on Chasse's time if he keeps on gaining all the way to the line.
If he keeps it neat and tidy and just, you know, doesn't try and push that a little too much, I think that 4th place will look quite good this lap.
Playlister making sure that Oh yeah, big one indeed there. Playlister making sure that 25 chat points goes to him today as well. Maybe we can make a league, but all the series are classified by age. Oh, that's close. That's close. A third of a tenth of a second. That is really close. Nico 18 still has another lap to put in. Dawson 207.9. That's enough to go 6th fastest at the moment. A bit of a disappointment, I have to say, for Project 1. But Manu Gas, of course, has still to put that flying lap in. But the age classifications in Playlister's comment would be Baby Boomer, Generation X, Generation Y, and Millennial. Absolutely fantastic. I'd love to see that. Generation X, that's me. I'm not exactly a boomer. I'm not old enough to be a boomer, but I'm certainly not a real millennial either. So, Generation X, that's me. I kind of like the sound of that. Oh, Manu Gasco, 4th fastest there. Not bad at all into the 206s. And manages to get across the line with 6 seconds to go. So one more shot. Manu Gas is going to be the last car to have a final attempt. For the rest of the cars, this is going to be the final lap now. So Chris with a final attempt to improve upon his provisional pole time. That's already 2.5 tenths better than the TX3 car. That number 31 Minolta machine of TX3 Aura. Let's see here. Chris into Stabilo 1.
Neat and tidy.
There's the sector. He's a long way down. That is not going to be any type of lift. Oh, Aura. Purple yet again here, but gets very sketchy there. And I think he might have thrown it away on being a little too aggressive on that curb. But there was a brilliant exit, though, from the corner. But it's very close between the 31 TX3 machine and the Euromaster machine, who is also put in a purple sector 1 here from Parada. What kind of a second sector is going to be? Very clean there. Oh, he's up by 2 tenths here. Can he keep it clean here at the final moments to take pole position? Chris certainly does not have an answer for this. There's not going to be an improvement. Here we are, checking flags out. So this is going to be the final moments of the session here. What's it going to be? Oh, Aura spin it in the final. Oh my word. In the final chicane, the bus stop. So it's not going to be an improvement for TX3 as well here.
It's a lot of curb. This looks like a very good lap.
This looks like a fast one indeed for Euromaster. What's it going to be on the line here? 206.
Oh, not enough.
But beats Aura, though, by 35 hundredths of a second. Now let's see. Manu Gas for Project 1 still has to put in that final lap. He's on the pole fresh straight. And who is the second car that is there? I think that's Schasse as well. Schasse, who's on a personal best as well, could just improve to go into the top 4 as well. There's a bit of a duel here between Schasse and Manu Gas, actually. Let's see, how is the time for Schasse? Oh, it is an improvement! And he does now require Manu Gas to improve to hold on to that 4th place. Provisional ranking, VLX, Euromaster, TX3. And it's not gonna be that improvement. So, top 7, VLX, and that was again that you don't have a chance. But at least we can use the grid order here to just tell you how they're going to be starting in the race tomorrow. Maybe catch a glimpse of this. So Volex, let's keep calling it that from time to time. Virtual Life Experience, Euromaster TX3, Team No Team, Project 1, CRN, and Vanquish Esports. That's the top 10 or the top 7 for tomorrow's race. Chris, yes, indeed, you can. You can celebrate pole position. Congratulations to the great Dane. Danish Dynamite yet again. Du klarer det sgu meget godt, Chris. Live chat championship, that would be amazing. We have to figure out some way to get that running. Perhaps when super chat and 1,000 subs and all that stuff. Oh well. Amazing stuff here. We're gonna get the... Can we get the results up? No, we cannot even. Oh, no. They're gonna be posted on our Discord, on our Twitter, on the Simpact Discord. Any type of social media that has with Simpact to do. You could probably find the qualifying standings here tonight. With that said, thank you all so much for joining in with me and Finn here tonight. I can say on my part at least, it's been real fun. It's been a pleasure. I hope you feel the same way, Finn. It's been a pleasure having you, at least. I can say that much.
Yeah, grateful to be here again for the second time at Spa. Tomorrow will definitely be an interesting one, considering the conditions.
Oh.
You know, the pace here doesn't reflect at all to the wet. People can really excel, and you know, certain platforms, pad and wheel, can perform differently in the wet conditions. So you never know what's going to happen tomorrow.
That is indeed a very, very, very good point. Thanks to you, Fons, for your yeah, thanks to you all for tuning in. As I said before, we really, really appreciate it, and we have enjoyed your company. Thanks for keeping our chat lit aflame, all of you. It's been such a pleasure to see. It makes it all the more fun commentating on these races with you all. With that said, do remember to tune in tomorrow. Same time, same place. It's going to be 8:15 p.m. Central European Time. That's 7:15 British summertime. And lots of different times in all of the different places in the world, wherever you be watching, to quote the good old Murray Walker. So I will see, and we will see you all tomorrow again for the 2-hour 2-stint race here in the 787Bs from the Simpact Mazda Festival. And from me and Finn, until then, it's been a lot of fun. Take care, have fun, and bye bye.